Hide your camera. You can do it.
No, I'm not gonna smoke on camera.
I hit the live button, so we should be live. Hello, everybody. So we're gonna find out what golden girl I am.
Thank you for being a friend. Okay. By the way, just as a heads up,
Yes.
I already did this. I'm a Dorothy. Obviously, we stan a tall queen. We love her. She's the best. We found out who Frank was.
Mm-hmm.
Frank is Sophia.
I am Sophia.
So, Mario.
Okay.
You choose a vacation destination: France, Finland, Fiji, or Japan.
France.
Okay.
Yeah. France.
Pick the gift you'd most like to receive: chocolate, car, concert tickets, or clothes.
Concert.
Okay. Pick an outfit. Pick the drip.
You're still streaming, right? Let's see. Wait. You're streaming us. Hold on. I'm
confused.
Do you have a drip on here? Like I'm supposed to see it?
Yes.
I'm just seeing your video of us talking.
Oh my god. 1 second here.
Oh yeah, he's right. There we go.
Okay.
Switch. Okay, here.
Okay, got it. Ooh. I'm gonna go with the top left, which
This
is
one?
Yeah. That's the one.
Gotcha. Okay, pick a Leonardo DiCaprio movie: Wolf of Wall Street, Titanic, Inception, or Shutter Island.
Inception.
Pick a color.
I'm gonna go with that blue. Yeah.
Choose an activity.
Writing. Oh wait, no. Music.
Finally, pick a food.
Sushi.
You got Dorothy.
All right. That makes sense. We're both Dorothys.
Yeah, that would obviously make sense for us. Yeah.
Yes.
Now, finally,
Harv.
the Britishman himself. Choose a vacation.
What's it like over there in England today?
Very rainy. Oh no.
Oh, I can hear him twice.
I got it.
Woo! Okay, so choose a vacation destination. Okay. Wow.
Japan. Everybody likes Japan. Y'all some weebs, man.
I picked Japan. Okay, pick the gift you'd most like to receive: car, chocolate, concert tickets, or clothes.
Clothes.
That makes sense. Pick the drip.
First one.
All chose the first one. What the
Wolf
fuck?
of Wall Street.
Pick a color.
Blue.
Choose an activity.
First one.
Hiking, okay. And finally, pick a food. There is burgers, pizza, sushi, soup.
Burgers.
Dorothy!
Wow.
All right. So
I don't know how he...
I mean,
that makes sense.
I'm just too unique, I guess. I don't know. I really want to know what was the changing factor there, because we chose a lot of the same answers.
One's I think it was the color. One's silly. I don't know.
Well, there was the color that's different for us, and the food. Also, I think the Leonardo DiCaprio film.
Yes.
Oh man, there's also other ones.
Oh,
Time to find out which female character you are from You. Oh my god.
Oh no.
How fast do I die?
Okay. I'm gonna do this first. Okay, choose one.
Jesus.
Milk and honey.
Who's hosting today?
Most likely to be Harv. Is that right? When's the last time you hosted Harv?
I don't remember.
Well, there you go, ma'am.
If you don't remember, you become
Harv.
host.
Harv, you're up.
I'll set the
I need you to drink that water down to, what does that say? Anemic?
What?
No, why would it say anemic?
It says, I can't read. It's all blurry.
Can you please get to the anemic level?
Good morning. I need you to get that down to like, what the hell does that say? Remember me? Remember your what?
Remember me.
Remember your goal. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
This one's a little passive aggressive.
Come on.
Yeah, you need to get better, scrub.
We need to get you an Elden Ring one that just taunts you the whole time.
You're maidenless.
The first one just says maidenless.
Yes.
Wooder.
Should I talk about Elden Ring? No, I won't talk about Elden Ring.
Wow.
I mean, you're welcome to. It's been 2 weeks.
I guess I'll make a statement.
Remember, we have to make up for last week of the stuff you did last week too, because we didn't talk about last week.
We didn't. I put that still is the same because I know the document's the same from last week. I saw.
No,
that.
it isn't. It's different.
My stuff carried over, so I don't know if it was copied over.
Oh yeah, no. I changed everything but your guys' stuff.
Yeah, so
Because I figured we didn't use that doc, so I might as well reuse the file.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we are recording our April 1st edition of the Point in Progress episode.
This is episode 42069.
Whoa, what the fuck is this opening?
69.
We've been here for a while. We're not. I don't know when's the last time you saw the Point in Progress thing, but we're on episode 42069.
Yeah, we've been here
which
for
would
a
be
while.
4,209 of 269.
No.
We're in the future today.
Oh my god. I'm just gonna quickly 1 second here. I'm trying to adjust my heat pad. I was sitting on a sweater. I'm a mess.
That's fine.
Also, if there's any housekeeping you guys want, I didn't know any other housekeeping that we. Oh yeah, obviously the fucking thing that came out today. We should probably throw that in there. There we go. Bam.
Ooh, that looks delicious.
Some snappers. My mom got me some Garrett's popcorn today. She's fucking sick.
Ooh.
Love me some
You
Garrett's popcorn.
remember that time that you told me that you were gonna get me popcorn? And
Yeah, and then I found out it would cost me like $200 to send it to Canada for like one tub.
I mean, it'd be worth it.
True. Well, I'm also a broke ass buster.
He is a
Well,
broke ass buster. You soon won't be a broke ass buster though.
Yeah, soon I'll be a rich ass buster.
Pretty ballin'. Not gonna lie to you.
I'll still be a buster, but rich.
Oh, you watched Upload? Perfect. Can't wait to talk about it.
I only watched
What?
the first episode, so
First season, that's fine. I've only seen the
No.
first season. Oh,
I've
season
seen
2?
the second season.
Ooh, okay. You can talk a little bit about it. I can't say shit
No.
and more.
7 more days. 7 more days.
Oh my god, you are about to give me PTSD, and for that reason, I'm about to throw you out.
Wait, why? What PTSD from what?
My work headset.
Oh, yeah.
What happened to your work headset? Wait, I'm confused.
It slid down my my microphone boom because I had it on the back.
Oh no.
And then it just slid down, and I'm like, fuck you. So I'm unplugging it. I'm working this weekend though. But then I get 2 days off.
All right. I did the tweet. It is live. I am retweeting it with my other account.
Next week I have next Friday off.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah. Pretty pumped.
Will there be a high possibility that we start early next week?
I mean, I'm down.
We can talk about it. I think there's other things we have to make sure that are in play for that to work.
Fair enough. That is true. Yeah. Well, I've been getting home pretty decently, right before 7. So,
Yeah, like I said, we'll talk about it.
of course. Oh, Kitty, don't do that. All right.
I'll just sit here for 3 hours before the podcast and be like, welcome
Just chill.
to...
You can play Chinatown Detective Agency while we wait.
Kale.
Oh my god, I just realized I have the day off that Chinatown Detective Agency comes out.
Let's fucking go.
There you go.
man.
There you go.
Well, I'm gonna do a 12-hour stream of that, boy.
Oh shit.
Kale.
Leading into Point in Progress.
Kale, I want you to know you're not missing a damn thing because that interview is going to get clipped out on 1,000 YouTube channels. So don't worry. There's going to be 1,000 Hassan YouTube channels clipping out the Grimes interview. You're going to be just fine.
Grimes?
Grimes
Why
is
is he
on
interviewing Grimes?
because I think he thinks she's hot. That's why.
I'm sorry, she's a fucking
She's a weirdo. But also so is Hassan. So
Well, I mean,
It makes
for the
sense.
person who's just fuck capitalism and stuff, she married the wrong person. You know what I mean?
For somebody who says fuck capitalism, she likes buying a lot of stuff, huh?
I mean, that word makeup's not going to buy itself.
Anyway,
All right, I think we're pretty much ready.
What even is this? What
I'm
is
pretty
this
much-
podcast?
I'm pretty much good to go.
It's episode 420,
It's episode 42069.
hosted by our friend Harv, the British.
I'm
Our
gonna be.
British
I'm gonna
friend.
be. I'm gonna be confused the entire time I'm gonna be reading this. By the way.
Oh, I know.
I'm surprised you haven't figured out what it was.
Okay.
I mean, why aren't you reading it backwards? You know?
Can we
Progress
do that?
in point.
Can you do that in post? Just have the intro read backwards.
Oh my god.
Honestly, I'm surprised nobody has figured out what this is from, but you'll probably figure it out once he reads it.
I'm scared. All right. I'm not reading it. I'm trying to wait for the reveal. Harv, if you could do it in a British accent, though, I'd prefer it.
We've heard Harv's British accent. That's not happening.
Oh, I don't have enough drinks in me yet.
All right. Mute my phone. I'm good to go.
We're all ready to go?
No, just give me 1 second. I want to eat this first before we start.
Oh, look. Just stabbed myself with needle nose pliers. Or tweezers. Ow. A little bit of blood. Can we show blood on Twitch? Is that a thing?
I don't know. Is it against TSA? I have no idea.
Oh, TSA. Oh, that's right. I also said segment 1 is TSA on the doc.
What the fuck's that noise?
What is that noise?
The fuck? Who's doing that?
Oh, yeah, that's right, because we're watching Fee's stream.
Oh.
Wait.
Kale will love that because we were listening to the Mobius trailer for a second there. Jeez.
I hope somebody's out there listening to the Mobius trailer. Poor Jared Leto.
I'm sorry. I decided to go over to Hassan's stream for a second.
Yeah.
I see Grimes with another girl who's wearing a very short skirt in fishnets, and they're using a whip.
I'm sorry.
It sounds like Grimes.
Say less.
And then fucking Mario just pulls up his phone in breakneck speeds. Literally can't control himself.
I'm not hosting.
Still not the weirdest thing I've seen on the stream.
There's something there named Fiona.
Well,
It must be a dog or something, because
made
they're
it
like,
worse.
"Oh, Fiona, don't be scared."
What am I watching now? Oh, I don't have a.
Oh, it's a dog.
They're
They have a
talking
dog
about-
named
talking to
Fiona.
you,
Oh
Fee.
my god.
They're telling you not to be scared.
Don't
I
be
was
scared.
very confused. I'm like, "Excuse me?"
Don't be scared, Fee.
The Matrix has you, Fee.
I don't like
Twinkles,
this.
how you doing?
Yo, what's up, Twinkles? What's up, man?
What's up?
I'm very
How you doing tonight?
Is his brother's dog? Got it. All right, I'm gonna put this back on.
Oh, why is it named Fiona? It was very weird. Okay, I'm done with this stream. Okay, I'm good to go whenever anyone else is.
Yeah.
Don't mind me.
All right, you guys ready?
Yep.
All right.
Mario, you look like you buy Bud Light at the corner store. You look like you're on an excess of Bud Light right now.
Anytime, Harv.
Gonna take my time.
Sorry, I was
Take
watching.
his time. Drink some Bud
watching-
Light. That's the beauty of wearing sunglasses. Nobody knows what you're looking at.
It's true. I was looking down at the sunstream. Okay.
All right. Welcome, everybody, to Point at Butts Podcast, episode 42069. There is 69th. There is a 69th dimension beyond that which is known to people. It is a dimension as vast as space and as timeless as that Chris Rock slap. It is in the middle ground between light and shadow, between butt and cheeks, and it lies between pit of man's fear and the summit of his knowledge. This is the dimension of progress, the area that we call point in progress. What is this?
Is this the Twilight Zone?
Well, Mario got it. Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Come to,
It
oh,
is.
God.
It is the Twilight Zone.
Okay.
I'm tearing up.
All right.
Oh,
Welcome, everybody. I'm your host today, Harv. I'm joined by three beautiful people. We got Fee. How you doing, Fee?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic. Really confused right now, but I'm here for it and I'm living.
Yeah, we're recording this on April Fool's, so if anything is weird on our end, it is because it's April Fool's.
See, like I
Oh.
grew up I was always told when I was growing up that April Fool's ends at 12 p.m. in the afternoon.
that's school rules.
What?
School rules.
I was always told that when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I
So
I'll
Nova
live
Scotia
by that.
rules.
But it's just very no. It's like apparently.
No,
like,
that was
oh,
we
no.
heard it here. We heard it here. The like schools used to say that all the time. So then, like, you didn't have
Yeah,
pranks
because
going
that
on
nobody.
all
Yeah,
day.
because that nobody would prank anybody. That's why.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
like we just
Yeah.
never did that. So it was just like constantly like I like now just like specifically like live by the idea that April Fools ends at 12 p.m.
Well then,
Just saying.
Mario, how you doing?
I'm fine. I'm doing just well.
That
Honestly.
that way you say I'm fine. It's like everything is going wrong in your life right now.
Yeah, you might as well just have a fire going on in the background.
No,
I'm fine.
I'm fine. No, I'm just I'm a little tired. You know, I obviously been doing a lot of day work stuff and then managing Tech Raptor. So a lot of it's just a bunch of work being managed, and so I'm just getting used to it. Again, I'm building those calluses so that way I can actually like have the tolerance. So just getting that up. That's all.
Yeah.
Nice. And then we got Frank. How you doing, Frank?
Good. I'm doing good. I'm just kind of chilling. You know, I've been watching a lot of media this week, playing some games. I started a new job on Monday, so I got to kind of get all the rambunctious nature out before I go back to the wage cage.
I got an interview next week. I'm pretty excited about.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah,
Woo,
man.
that's
Congrats.
awesome.
Yeah.
We got to
Everybody's
talk
winning
about
a
it after the
point
show. I don't know if you want to talk about it during the show. We'll talk about it after the show.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then we Sly's not here today. They are they've been taken by FEMA, so we don't know where they are right now.
Yeah, that's right, dude.
And,
FEMA straight up just in the middle of our. So we were getting set up like about 10, 15 minutes ago, and FEMA just came in and just straight up just abducted. Who knows what the
Yeah.
fuck happened?
Yeah,
I think
I
FEMA's-
really thought FEMA was supposed to be for safety, but really they just came in here.
Honestly, I think
Sure
we
you're
made-
FEMA, not umbrella. Like, what the hell?
I'm pretty sure at this point we've made one too many jokes on FEMA's account, and I think they're just going to wipe us off the map one by one.
Speak for yourselves. You guys got FEMA. We don't have FEMA here. I don't know what our equivalency
They're gonna
is here,
start a
but
joint- they're going to start a joint task force to whatever the equivalent to Canada's FEMA is.
would not be surprised. But a little housekeeping before we get into what we've been playing. It's been a bit. You took last week off. This week we're back. I don't know what the official episode count is right now. It's like 46 or
We
so.
would be on 46, I believe.
Yeah, about
Right,
46. Yeah.
Okay, so we're getting close to our 52, which is exciting. Which is very exciting. Mario had some Tremors in review,
That's
and
right.
he's got a message for kind of funny with it as well.
That's right. This is a shot at kind of funny. Hey, you know all those jokes you're making at doing Tremors in review and how weird that and cool of that be, but you guys will never do it. Well, guess what? I fucking did it, and it was stupid. And I'm glad that I did it for April Fool's joke. So it is, of course, me, Michael Ruiz, ISO Christian, and Brandon, aka Jose Ruckus, all got together and did a legit in review episode of Tremors, where I narrate the plot of the movie. We break it scene by scene all the way through. We've done 2 episodes. So that first episode's out now. Next episode will come out next week. And yeah, and we're gonna do a third one, by the way, but we're gonna try and do that live. We're literally doing all 3, the first 3 movies. It's got a really good response so far, so I want to thank everyone that has liked it, shared it, passed it around. The actual people that are involved in Tremors know about it, and actually will be on the 3rd episode, so that's weird.
Okay.
I didn't tell anybody that because it's still weird to me that's happening. And so you got to go Tremors 3 straight to VHS. That's what we're doing. That's episode 3. So it's going to be awesome. So yeah, Tremors. I love the movie. It's fantastic. It's a fantastic, actually, literally like...
Is it though?
All these DVDs are right here. So I have another set of DVDs out there. So yeah.
How many movies? How many Tremor movies
There
are
are
there?
7 Tremor movies and a TV show. We're doing 3 right now.
I'm just as confused as you are probably right now. Harv.
It's one of my favorite series of all time. It's just one of the. To me, it's the Fast and Furious of monster movies. That's the best way I can describe it. You know, it has
I was gonna ask, is it ironic good or is it good?
No, legit. It's legit.
Morbius
good.
wanted to be.
No, the first movie is fantastic. Like I stand by it. The sequels, the first 2 are actually really solid as well. I think that after the rights went away from the original people that owned the series, went to Universal to make straight to DVD bullshit, it kind of got off the rails. But I still think that the first 4 are pretty solid. So that we committed to 3. If people really like it, maybe we'll continue, but for now, we're just doing the 3.
Sounds good. On the next thing we have for housekeeping, we watched all of Diabolical from The Boys, which was a lot of fun. Thanks again to Amazon for sponsoring that stream. That was a lot of fun. We watched all 8 episodes, and yeah, it was a fun stream watching with a bunch of people.
Yeah,
it was really fun. I thought the episodes were really good. That was really well done, actually.
Still got it.
And then there are also only 7 days left, 1 week from now, until Chinatown Detective Agency comes out, and Fee is very, very excited about it.
Yeah, this is Fee's Elden Ring.
Yeah, this is her Elden Ring.
Fee, you're muted.
You're muted.
You know what? Okay, you know what? I'm that excited.
You gotta look down and see the red is not red.
You know what?
I'll be real. I don't look down and see the red. Mine's like right on the thing. So
yeah, no, I am so freaking excited. I've been waiting for this game since last June when I heard about it. And so everyone's been like really excited, like, oh, Horizon, oh, Elden Ring. No, I've been waiting for Chinatown Detective Agency, and I'm so freaking excited. And I have that day off, so I'm probably gonna like plan a full stream around it. Now I have to like plan some stuff. So
hell yeah, I shall watch that with you because I enjoyed the last time you did a stream on it.
Yeah.
It was really fun.
Oh my god, I'm so excited.
Both for like Sherlock Holmes and Watson on that stream. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Heck yes. And so that's all housekeeping. So let's go into what we've been playing / watching. So I'm gonna start with, because I know Mario's been you wanted to say something about Elden Ring.
I'll make a statement about Elden Ring.
Because I have my own.
I know what the statement is. I know what you're going to say. You say it. Just say it. Just rip the Band-Aid off.
Elden Ring has a high chance of being my game of the year.
Oh my god, I quit this podcast. What the fuck is this? No, don't.
I never thought this would happen. I'm not a Souls person until today, until that recently. I'm thinking about playing the older games. I'm thinking about Sekiro, actually, honestly. I'm in the middle of this one still. I still have like 3 major bosses, I think, left, and then I have all the side stuff that I want to do. Once I crest over a certain segment of the game where I felt powerful and capable and totally resourceful in what I can do, and obviously I started doing more magic stuff, I'm having so much fun with this game. It's definitely one of my most magical experiences that I've had in a while. And so that to me is pretty special. So I have to admit, Elden Ring is a pretty special game. And so therefore I will probably be saying really high things about it until the end of the year. So we'll see if there's any game that can possibly top it. I don't know. I don't think you can. God of War could probably
if
do
God
it.
of War
But
does come out this year, it probably has a chance. But
Yeah.
I think we had this conversation the other day where it's just like, let's be real here. If you look at the current scope of what's coming out this year, other than obviously indies, right? Because there's going to be some indies that are pretty good. In terms of AAA, there's nothing coming out this year. Even the games I'm excited about that are going to even touch what Elden Ring is doing right now. Let's be real here.
yeah. So
Like, it's not happening. Like, the only game that would maybe just because it's Bethesda would be Starfield, but Starfield doesn't come out till November. If it does come out in November, and even then it's that by November it's not qualified to get any kind of Game of the Year reward. So,
and even so, and again, this is me knocking on wood because I said this about Elden Ring. Fallout and even Elder Scrolls are not necessarily my favorite games, but I tolerate them. So who knows?
Well, I just mean they usually win Game of the Year when they're up. You know what I mean? Like every Bethesda game other than 76 has won a Game of the Year. So
totally. I just meant like for me personally, I was like, I wasn't expecting this. Maybe I wasn't expecting for that too. But that's all I have to say.
Yeah, I've been doing an RL1 run, so I've been doing level 1 run for the.
Level 1.
That means you don't level up at all through the game, and I have 4 bosses left in the game. 3 or 4 bosses left. I have the 3 I have Melania left, who is going to be the bane of my entire existence, and then I have the 3 main bosses that are left in the Farum as well. But I've been cheesing a lot of bosses. So I've been doing a lot of the cheese strats. I've been drenching myself with cheese, and it's felt very, very good.
just fucking stretching yourself with that cheese.
Oh yeah, like it's been dripping. It's been dripping. But
I was just looking at Fee's face as we both said that. He's like, what the fuck?
Me and Fee are making the same face. We're both Dorothys.
What is this podcast? I don't even.
This podcast for 2069.
2069, the podcast.
Yeah, by the
Point
way,
and
I
Butts
tweeted it out,
podcast.
so-
Yeah. So it's been a lot of fun to go through it. I am starting Strangers of Paradise tomorrow, which I'm very, very excited about. I cannot wait to see how memey that gets. And just see how that game goes. But yeah, Elden Ring. Yeah, there's nothing that's gonna pass it for me. There's like, even if Starfield comes out, I just have such an affinity for FromSoft that I don't think anything will this year.
Yeah,
Unless God of War does like something drastically different, which they aren't. They're sticking to what they've been doing and what they are. So I don't think it's gonna be.
Can I mention something that happened in the Discord today?
Oh yeah, I got fucking debated.
Oh yeah.
So these fuckers.
I got debated too. To be fair, I got debated too.
A lot of people got debated on that because that profile looks real.
No,
Yeah.
100%. So Frank shares in the Discord. Holy shit, not Elden Ring. I'm sorry. God of War is going to be on PC. And then he shares like a screenshot of it, and it looks pretty fucking legit. I'm not gonna lie to you, it looks really good. And then Harv's like, "Holy shit!" And I'm looking at him like, "Guys, it's fucking April 1st. There's no fucking way." And then they started realizing, like, "Ah, damn it!"
No, it wasn't that. It was. I realized it very shortly after I already posted it. Like as soon as you look at it, the first comment is, "Oh, this is fake," and I'm like, "Oh fuck."
The one that got me, like, so, like I started cluing in once I read it, like once I actually read the entire thing, because like when you posted, I didn't read the entire thing. I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
and
I also only read like the first two things, and I didn't read the last one.
It's that third one that says that we're delaying it because we're porting it to PC. And I was like, there's no way the PlayStation would ever delay something to port it to PC.
No.
Yeah, and I know. Look, everybody gets their one debate. That profile, honestly, with 12,000 followers,
it's the
looks
circle,
legit.
Man. That circle at the end.
Yeah.
I thought it was a verified thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Then again, I don't follow the Santa Monica account anyway, so I thought it was. I saw it since everybody was retweeting, and I was like, oh, okay, this might be one of the real ones. Then again, also too, I was also stoned playing Cyberpunk, and I was just like scrolling through Twitter while I was waiting for the game to load. So that also doesn't help.
Fair enough.
I mean, we'll also see if God of War even comes out this year. Honestly, at this point,
honestly, it ain't looking good. Let's be real, it ain't looking good. Honestly, at this point, just don't even fucking release it. Make it so that you don't have to go up against Elden Ring in the Game of the Year discussion.
I was talking about this. I posted my show today, my new show today, and I was talking about Breath of the Wild. And I was like, I was surprised Breath of the Wild has taken 6 years to come out.
Right?
Yeah.
Because I thought it'd be like a Majora's Mask situation where they're like 2 years, they have the assets, throw them out there, you get yourself a map, you're good to go. I thought God of War would be the same way too. Because you have all the assets. Yeah, you have everything already.
You built the map. You've already done the crazy work. Just the big complaint people had on it, like me and you, was you have the world. It's good. The boss battles, fun. Combat, fun. The world, it just needs a little bit more oomph to like make it more fun to be in the world itself.
It needs, it needs more it needs to be populated a little bit more.
It needs to be populated a little bit more. And then they should have just done that. But I don't know who the fuck knows what they're doing. This game.
I don't know. I'm very surprised. Anyways, we're going off a tangent here. Yeah, so that's Elden Ring. I want to talk about, so I'm trying to get everybody's collectives out first before we go.
I can probably do that while you're talking, so I'll do that right now.
I want to talk about Moon Knight.
Yeah.
So who here has watched Moon Knight? So the three of us have watched Moon Knight, I think. Fee, you haven't watched it yet, right?
No, Fee was asleep.
Yeah,
she fell asleep
I went
on us.
to bed. I was just like, oh, I'm just gonna lay here for a second. I was playing a mobile game, and then I just passed out, and then woke up at like 1:30 a.m. And I'm like, I guess I'm not watching the Moon Knight.
It's funny because Mario had called her.
I did. I loved her voicemail.
You called my voicemail?
Yes.
It was like a Wi-Fi call. Right?
It was a Wi-Fi call, but it left the voicemail.
Yeah.
Nope. That's hilarious.
So we're not gonna get into spoilers or anything like that.
Yeah.
Because since he hasn't watched it yet, I just want to go like top level thoughts of like what you guys think about the show so far.
I'm glad. So without spoiling what happens in the episode, I'm glad they got all the groundwork done for the next episodes to be more lore driven. That's all I'll say.
Yeah,
What about you, Mario?
I agree with Frank where basically a lot of the groundwork is set so that way in motion we'll get more answers. And it's a good pace of like, hey, these are giving us the answers while also asking more questions. And I think that's the best way you tell a story, especially in the first episode. So I think that it did a good job setting up. It makes me wonder who Ethan Hawke is specifically, because this is also a character that I know nothing from other than memes that I've read online. Of course, the Dracula meme is my favorite one. But otherwise,
you're a big fucking nerd.
yeah, Dracula, you big fucking nerd. And yeah, other than I will say the violence is going to be interesting coming from Disney, right? This is part of the new rating system that they have on there, so that way it's more in line with like things like Daredevil and stuff like that. So yeah, it's awesome it's both awesome for it to be like, hey, we're going to actually be more involved in terms of telling more mature stories, while at the same time it's in the MCU. So we'll go ahead and that, officially in the MCU, right? As opposed to them like teetering on the line with Daredevil. Now that looks like that's also slowly incremented into. But yeah, I like it. I'm very excited for more. It's going to be interesting next 5 weeks.
Yeah, I think it's great.
Mhm.
I think Oscar Isaac is one of my favorite actors at the moment.
Yes.
He is so good, and this kind of proves like he's good in Star Wars. I wouldn't put he's amazing in Star Wars because I feel like he didn't get enough to do in
Yes.
Star Wars.
I agree.
Dude, he's really good, but I think this is where he really kind of shines
Yes.
with his whole character and what he has to do. Like, honestly, I didn't know if he was a British guy or an American dude, but he's an American dude apparently. So
Yep.
you
The
know,
American dude does a good British accent. I'll say that.
Pretty.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Kale
Exactly.
says better pilot than Halo. We'll be talking about that.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be talking
To be
about
fair,
Halo.
This is, I mean, we've had months of like them doing MCU stuff, but yeah, either way.
Yeah,
Real quick,
but yeah.
this like you're saying, this is flexing all of his muscles in terms of it's a comedy, it's action, it's gonna be serious and talking about pretty messed up things. So
The Avatar thing fucking killed me.
There's a
That one
funny-
got me.
there's a great
That one
Avatar
got me.
joke.
At that
That was a good one.
Mhm.
he called it an anime. Okay, he called Avatar an anime. So people
I
have to go after
mean-
him on that one.
Hmm.
And I remember I called it an anime and I got fucking roasted for it.
It's not
So-
an anime. That's
Yeah,
why.
because you're not Oscar Isaac, man.
Yeah, apparently because I'm
That's
not
right.
Oscar Isaac.
you're not
If he said
Oscar
it, everybody would be like, "Yeah, it's an anime."
Oh god, I wish I had the clip of like that weird fucking reading him and Aunt May did like a month ago, ready to go. Have you seen that, Mario?
On TikTok. Yeah, I have seen that. Yeah.
It's so weird. But
That's what I said.
hilarious.
RB, wait, it is it? See, RB's got my back. Other than that, yes, I'm excited for the next 5 weeks. I think I'm
Yep.
more excited about this show than I'm excited for a lot of the MCU shows, and I like how it's separate from the MCU too. So, and it
Yeah.
deals with Egyptian mythology, which I'm really a big fan of.
I do have a question because we're more than likely gonna do a drop in drop out on this show just because it's Moon Knight. Everybody's gonna want to talk about Moon Knight.
Yeah.
Would you rather prefer we do a drop in drop out episode by episode or one big one at the very end?
I would rather one big one at the end, personally.
Okay.
Yeah, that's probably what.
And then we
that's
could-
what I again.
We could do the same thing for other things. Halo could be one. Sonic the Hedgehog. Not Morbius. I know Kale DM'd me about Morbius. I'm gonna say no. I'm sorry. I'm just
Like if Morbius paid me somehow to go watch this
Yeah.
movie, I might go do it. But like,
Kale. There's too many movies that are out right now that I would rather see, like X, Everything Everywhere at Once. Like I want to see that. There's just too many movies.
we're gonna be working near a movie theater, and I still won't go see Morbius.
That is true.
I mean, that would be really good for content, though. I'm just saying.
Look,
Throw
how
it
about
out
this?
there.
How about this? How about this? Just because of that, Harv will put it on the table, and whether it falls off of it by a cat or something like that, then it's up to fate itself.
If it doesn't make it, it doesn't make it.
Part of
You
the
know?
problem is also that like I have no money to be going to the movies right now. I spent all the last of my money to go see Batman 3 times.
Fair,
Fair.
fair. I mean, there's other ways to watch Morbius. Anyways, so the other thing that I can talk about is Halo. So we'll stick with TV for now.
Yes.
I have the first episode of Halo right now. Since I don't know if in Canada we can even get Paramount Plus.
Yes,
I don't know
we
if that's a
can.
thing. Yes, we
I
can.
have it.
Yeah, if he has
Okay.
it.
Well, I did not go the Paramount Plus way, but
Join our family plan.
Yeah. Fun fact, actually, Harv. Fun fact. It's on YouTube right now. Everybody can watch it.
Oh, the first episode.
It's on
Perfect.
YouTube right
Oh,
now.
that's
I don't
cool.
feel as bad.
That's how
then.
I saw it
don't feel as
earlier
bad
today,
then.
actually.
That's cool.
Actually, you know what? Looking at the reviews of the show, I don't feel bad at all, anyways. But how was the first episode of the show?
I've seen 2 actually. So I'll
I
let
want to talk to you about.
Yeah.
I want to talk to you about
Yeah,
the
yeah.
second episode
Yeah,
just
yeah.
quickly. But
Yeah, I
first
haven't seen the second episode.
What was you guys?
I'll let you go first, Frank.
You know what? I'll go first. I'll go first on this. I like the way the show looks. The show looks really good, and at times really does blend the show and the game very well in terms of the way that the Spartans, like the armor itself, looks, and some of the effects and everything like that. Some of the combat in it I thought was not terrible. Some of it's very weird CGI, but when it's like hand-to-hand combat or like dodging or shooting, looks really good actually. One of the things I said on Twitter today was I really wish the people who did Forward Unto Dawn had the budget this show had, because Forward Unto Dawn did a lot with what it had and it did it really well, and this show has a lot and some parts of it they don't do really well. Particularly the overarching story is not that good. I understand it's not anything to do with Halo. I understand, I went in with like, okay, this is not Halo. This is not the Halo you know. Don't think of it as the Halo
everything you know.
Forget everything you know about Halo. This isn't Halo, right? This is Master Beef, all right? Not Master Chief, all right? But at the end of the day, I was like, let's go in with a clean story, and the story just makes no fucking sense to me, honestly. Like, I don't know who wrote this, because it's so far. Like, I was expecting, like, okay, we're gonna deviate a little bit from the Halo formula. We're just gonna toss the fucking formula out of the way. Fuck it, Halo. This is just a sci-fi show with Halo slapped onto it. The way I look at it, and for some people, that's gonna be okay. You know what I mean? For me, I'm like, I'd rather just go watch something better. That's just my thing, but. At least with the first episode, I just thought the MacGuffin's kind of dumb. I don't like the human covenant thing that's kind of going on. I don't really like that. It's just, I don't know. Nothing about the show is really screaming that this is like good, other than the combat. But like from what I'm hearing with the next few episodes, the combat kind of wanes down a little bit. So. We'll see. Also, they didn't paint a plasma pistol at some point. There's a shot where like somebody gets gatted the plasma pistol, and it's just like a cardboard plasma pistol. They didn't even paint it. There's just weird moments in the show, or like you guys probably know this, the minigun scene where the minigun just doesn't work for the humans, and all of a sudden Chief picks it up, and it's just it's an
He's got the magic touch, man.
He's got all of a sudden it's explosive minigun.
Yeah, he's got the magic touch.
Show, it's weird. It's a weird show. Don't go in with like big expectations. But if you like Halo and you like the Halo combat, you might like the show. If you're coming in for story, I don't know what to tell you, because it's not there, in my opinion.
So the budget of the show is $10 million per episode.
Oh no!
So it is as much as every Game of Thrones episode from the final season that they had Game of Thrones. It's been renewed for a second season already, so we know there's a second season coming out for the show.
Yeah.
So Paramount Plus is doubling down on the show.
Yeah, it was originally an HBO. I'm sorry, it was a Showtime show. And
Yeah,
then-
it was Showtime.
Yeah.
I you know what? Let me say this. I hope that they see criticisms of season 1, and if there is definitely going to be a season 2, that they take some of these criticisms in mind and make the show a little bit better. So far, it's kind of a slog when it's not combat. I'll be real with you.
So I want to ask you, Mario.
Yes.
Does this become a Mass Effect show in episode 2?
No.
Because apparently he looks like just like Commander Shepard.
No, I'll
There's
explain
a
that.
person in the episode named Commander Shepard too. They say that early in the first episode. It's just like, Commander Shepard, please. And it's like, wait, what? Read Mass Effect?
So
I saw a screenshot, so that's why I said
I know.
that.
I've seen the same screenshot. I watched the show, and it's basically there's a moment where Master Chief meets up with friends, and he doesn't necessarily need to be full armored, so he takes it off, and it's the pieces that are underneath the giant chunks, right? And so he's rocking that, which if you look at it, if you honestly could Photoshop literally the N7 logo on it, and it would absolutely fit 100%. And he does look like Shepard. I don't discredit that. I will say, overall, I am having fun with the show. for the fact that it is different, because it's telling seemingly a different story, but really it isn't. They're talking about this artifact, which is not in the game, but we're still clearly following in the direction of this is leading to the Halo, right? So this is clearly just a way for them to wrap that story in sort of character context and going deeper into the Master Chief story early on than you would in a video game. I wrote a tweet a couple weeks ago at this point where the first 3 Halo games, really, you are the Master Chief, right? It's you are under that helmet. You're the in one and controls. The story's happening around you while you're pretty much fighting and shooting, right? Master Chief doesn't have a real personality other than some fun run-liners. However, the connection that you have with Cortana in those games is really the connection that you're connecting with Cortana.
That's the whole story. Honestly, that's the whole story. It's
that's
the
the
story
first
between
3 games.
That's what. Well, the first 3 games. Yeah, the story is between Master Chief and Cortana. Everything else is auxiliary to this point, right? Because like that's the main relationship that you invest in.
Yes, and this is why like perchancing of like in. The storyline is separate from the video game, so they're able like the way that they basically differentiated it is, and there's blue team in the video games, and then this is silver team. Silver team.
I was wondering why they even changed the name. It doesn't seem like that Kelly, Fred, or any of those other people are within that team. I don't know if those are the same people. They don't name them.
They're the same people, to be honest. Like they have the same shit, but they're just different people. You know what I'm saying? Like they're going the amalgamated version of like this is the same story, but it's a different way, and we're going to tell it differently. So, for instance, they're telling the story of programmed people from an early age being kidnapped, all that stuff. That is stuff that they have to woven into character stuff that I believe that they're starting. Yeah, it's because it's called the Silver Timeline, which is Silver Team. So this is them trying to tell those stories early on a video in a movie context that the video games doesn't really get into. Really, if Frank, I mean, you can back me up on this. A lot of those stuff's in books and comics, right?
For the most part, yeah. I mean, Halo. I mean, the thing about the games is that the main focus of those games has always been the war, the Covenant to Human war, right? Yes. And Chief stopping that war. Yes. And everything else was kind of in the background, like finding like the first episode. We've all seen the first episode here, right? I can spoil this one small little detail.
Except for Fee, but yeah, I don't. Fee, do you care?
Yeah, I don't think Fee even knows who Miranda Keyes is, honestly. One of the details, actually, from if I could find it, I'll find it in a second. From the Reach Halsey journal was the slight hint that Halsey is Miranda's daughter. Yeah. Right. Which is never explained in the games. Never explained who Miranda's mother is and who Jacob Keyes' wife or girlfriend was at the time. Yeah. Which they just flat out say it in the show.
It's more explicit than anything.
Yeah, they just flat out say it like, "Oh, I'm Halsey. That's my mom. Halsey knows," and stuff like that. Where it was more in the games, more kind of like estranged, like very early age. They kind of separated and just kind of moved on with their lives. But like I like, yeah, stuff like that is just like, it's all stuff that's been said like through either the books, through comics, through other pieces of media. The games have more focused on what. Honestly, how I could describe it is the games kind of focus on what Oni wants you to see. That's how I always looked at it.
Fair enough.
You know what I mean? It's always the good heroic parts. It's never the bad parts. We don't talk about the Spartan 2 program. We don't talk about the children. We don't talk about any of that.
And what I like about this show immediately, it tells you that the good guys are actually scumbags. Like right off the bat, like they're not the greatest fucking people. And I do think that's an interesting way to approach the story right off the way. But I also love, like, he brings up the Miranda Key stuff. Like, they are now going to tell a different dimension of that story where we already know that they're related, but at the same time, Cortana is still a thing, and Halsey considers that like her biggest creation, like, so there's going to be conflict there with Miranda Keyes and this other thing that her mother's putting all this time on. So that's, to me, the story parts. Those are the interesting things that I'm very excited for. Master Chief as a character, I'm excited for because he's a cipher. He is literally you to just play and shoot things. And now we get to see what he actually feels. This is the first, like they even mentioned in the second episode that he actually feels something for the first time. And in the game, slowly over time, you start to get that. There's little thing. He found the book. Little things.
Yeah, that's the page. There's a little coffee stain on it. It's because her and Captain Keyes had some hot coffee before the for the meeting. It's literally that's how it's written in there. Like
No, I
she's
get
like
it,
he
but I'm like-
came by and gave her some coffee.
I didn't need to show that. I'm just kidding. But so with the second episode, there is a clear direction of like, okay, now we're back on track. And it makes sense of what Chief's goals are in terms of who he's trying to discover himself as, but also he knows about the thing that's going to wipe out the universe, and his main objective is to make sure that doesn't happen because that's all he cares about. And I'm very excited to see how they approach that going forward. I do feel like we're going to get a new type of new building for this season. Season 2 could be the fall of Reach. Season 3 could be finally getting on the Halo. The end of season 4 could be them destroying the Halo. So they could go different routes of like how they can expand the story and tell different things about the individual Spartans that are still around, the people around in the story, like the Keys and Halsey. Eventually, Sergeant shows up. An actor who was Shocker in the Super Spider-Man movies. He's in the second episode, and he's fucking awesome. And he plays a Spartan that has left the show because his programming is over. Like he somehow got past his programming. And the way they tell their story is really interesting. But yeah. I don't want to say any more. The second episode overall is visually better. There is barely any action, but in terms of world building and story, like it's very Mass Effect-y because, yeah, it's an interesting, gorgeous sci-fi world that they're building. In the same way that I think that the show can tell new things while existing in a world that feels pretty warm territory, right? Because Halo has really been just a major influence from other media, and it's cool to see it like live action. Like the guns look fantastic. The actual like sound effect. No, it's the majority of the guns. The look of the
majority of the guns.
Hold on. The look of the characters, like the Marines and the actual armors. They're accurate. The vehicles,
really good.
The sound effects, even the invisible shield, like all that shit is straight out from the game. Even the visor things are also from the game in a lot of ways. So they're definitely taking a lot of. So everyone's big thing was like, oh, they're not fucking playing the games. They're not doing this. Like, no, they understand what the world they're in. They're just trying to build the world around what makes sense for them to put on the screen, and I think that's totally okay.
Yeah.
In a situation where I hope that this is not like, I'm not going to watch it because it's not my thing, in the same way that people didn't watch Cowboy Bebop. I understand that they just are not interested, and that's totally okay. But I still think you got to give something a chance. If you just don't watch it and not have an opinion on it, that's fine. Just fucking don't watch it. But I just think you got to give it a shot.
Yeah, I'm under the camp on the topic of like, I'm not, playing the games or like looking at the games. I'm under the thing that like it's very apparent within that first episode that they took a lot of the characters, they literally got a lore dump on who they are, what they've done, and that's really kind of about it. They don't really know the motivations of what character. Like one of the things that stood out to me is like how they wrote Halsey, for example, right? Notoriously, Halsey loves Master Chief. Not like in a weird sexual way. Not like Halsey was one of the when Halsey found Chief, it was like, you are the perfect Spartan, and I will treat you like the perfect Spartan. That's why he gets Cortana. That's why he gets special treatment from Halsey. And at least in the first episode, it just seems like Halsey is just like, what the fuck are you doing, Spartan?
No, not at all.
You know what I mean?
Not at all. Though.
Like she barely calls him John. She calls him Sierra 117. Like she's notoriously one of the only people who calls the
thing here is
John,
and I don't want to go into the spoilers of the episode, but there's literally a scene where she's like, hey, make sure nobody touches him, because that's apparent. And that is definitely apparent in episode 2. So definitely I'm gonna give it to you on my account, and then I'll let you watch. I'm
not gonna watch anymore. There's nothing there that's very exciting about this. It's like they've literally rushed everything into the first episode. We're already rushing into the fact that Chief already knows that rings are a thing within like the first 2 episodes. There's no build up. Like at least build it up a little bit. We're just kind of jumping right into the middle of Halo 1.
Kale's even saying you got to watch episode 2.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'll check it out, but like the way they're rushing this story is just like, okay. Like I'm just not into it. You know what I mean? It's just not exciting. You know what I mean? It doesn't excite me how Halo excites me. You know what I mean? It excites me how like The Expanse excites me. You know what I mean? It's just like dumb show I could watch that's sci-fi.
Why are we throwing shade at Expanse?
The Expanse wasn't good. It hasn't been good for the last like 2 seasons. Let's be real here.
Damn.
It was really good the first few seasons, I'll say that. But like,
next thing they'll throw shade at fucking Battlestar Galactica. I'd be like, whoa, okay.
I don't hate Battlestar, but I've watched
they had one hallway in Battlestar.
But like, Halo's always
made
been
it work.
something. Halo's always been something to me that's been like, I love the lore of Halo. There's a reason why I buy the comics. There's a reason why I buy the books. There's a reason why I buy shit like this, to read stuff within the world and see how those characters react to each other, see how those characters like each other, see how the Spartan 2 program was built up and stuff like that. It has an extensive amount of lore, and when you tell me we have this show and we just, we know the cliff notes of these characters, but we don't know their real motivations or why they do what they do or why things happen within the show, it doesn't excite me. It just sounds like somebody just doesn't respect the original source material enough to think it warrants a live action version of it.
God, yeah, I'm dismayed that you think that, because I do think that with the episode 2, they definitely grew on that for sure. So
I don't know. Yeah, to me, it just feels like a Halo show built for people who I've heard about Halo, and that's really kind of about it.
All right, jumping off of Halo, we'll go into the other one that a couple of us have played, is Fortnite. So Mario and I have jumped into Fortnite.
Yes.
And they added the no build mode, which is awesome.
Yes.
I think it's probably one of the best updates that they've had in this game for a long time. And I've played a lot of this game recently because everybody's been jumping back into it. And yeah, I like the no build mode, even though I like building. Right, I'm a builder, but since it's gotten more inclusive now because people have been going into the game without building.
Yeah,
and the new season is actually pretty good with like the gun pool and all that kind of stuff. Minus a couple of guns that are broken, but like, yeah, so far so good. I think so far this season's been really, really good.
Yeah, I'm enjoying the no build. However, I will say I keep hitting that button. I keep having that muscle memory to like build a wall, build the stairs. Like it's still a little bit.
Build a Hotel California.
Try to do all that.
I mean, it feels bad when you're in the middle of a field and you can't do anything. And it's like, you know what, just kill me, fuck it. Like I'm dead.
Yeah.
Like
just do it. Just do it.
However, I do like that they have items to combat that. Like you can get a shield that you could throw in front of you, and then you can hunker down behind it. So I do like that. But Kale's already almost 73 in Fortnite already. But yeah, I'm enjoying at least the gameplay in terms of what it's always been. Will I go back to builder mode? Probably, honestly. I actually do think I prefer it. But I do love the different things that they added, like the running, the extra shield that you get now, the grappling that they've added. They've added a lot. It's such a cool idea, the fact that this game can constantly evolve itself, and including mechanics that makes you like a better player, makes you do more things. And yeah, I'm happy that they keep constantly making changes. Am I going to make it to getting Doctor Strange on this battle pass? We'll see, man, because I would like to try other games. I played Fortnite because there was nothing to do in Halo, So I would love to play other things.
Yeah, now you got Elden Ring. That's all you need.
All you need is Elden Ring, honestly, from what I hear.
There you go.
All right. Okay, now we're gonna jump to individual stuff. We're gonna start with Fee. And you watched? I think did you already finish Space Force last time we talked, or no?
Yes, I finished Space Force.
Yeah, so you got Space Force up. I don't know what GMM is.
It's Good
Mythical Morning.
Good Mythical. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, and so what? Tell me about Upload and GMM and Space Force and all that stuff.
Okay, so Space Force took a hiatus, obviously due to COVID. So you could definitely tell that a lot of the characters, it seemed a little bit more isolated than season 1, because we got to see a lot more like interactions between like Lisa Kudrow's character, because we don't even see her in person this time. Last time we actually saw her physically with other characters, but this time obviously she was being FaceTimed in. And
it's just weird because she's in a place where
well, technically, yeah, it doesn't really make any sense. And then there was like, I don't know, it seemed like it was trying to go places, but there was a lot of like disjointed specific storylines that were never really explained. And then also there was storylines like, this is me trying not to spoil it. There's storylines that consistently go from like season 1 to season 2 and then continue through season 2. There's a specific storyline with Lisa Kudrow's character that just dies after an episode and a half, because they just don't even bring it up after that. And I'm just like, they're acting like nothing's going on after that particular point, as if everything's normal. And I'm like, that's not how this doesn't make any sense to me, what you guys are doing here. But there were some like really good, like the last episode was really good. The second last episode was really good as well, because there were some really good standout parts, like John Malkovich's character has an interview with SpaceX, And so he has to they obviously can't be in person. And they don't really specifically talk about why they can't be there in person. So then he ends up putting on this like what is it? The VR headset, and then he proceeds to get violently ill. And he's just like he still has the headset on. And I talked about this last weekend as well because he's just like where's the vomit going? As he's just throwing up and it's not existing in this VR world. As Jimmy O Yang's character, Dr. Chan is just like walking around. He's like, "Oh, this is awesome. Everything's great," because he can't hear John's character as he's just violently throwing up and crawling across the floor holding a garbage bucket. And so, like, I don't know. It just seemed like it was like it kind of like went like this, and then it was just kind of like it stayed like plateaued for a little bit of the season, and then it got really good at the end. So I'm very excited for season 3.
Did they say anything about the pandemic in the show?
No, not at
I
all.
find that because like so I was watching Billions, and like they went on a hiatus as well because the pandemic happened, and like they put the pandemic into the show
No.
where
No,
they
it's
like they talk about it and they're like, yeah, there's a pandemic, all the coronavirus and all that kind of stuff, and how it affected everything, and then they talk about like that kind of type of thing.
There was like a news like thing on the TV the other day that like I glanced at. Is like Jennifer Aniston was in a show too as well, and they made COVID like a big part of that. Like the character in there gets COVID.
Like it's the newsroom or something like the news.
Yeah, like a lot of shows are doing like the COVID thing now,
Yeah,
like where they're putting some COVID in the plot.
2020 or 21, I'm sorry. They actually had a whole episode on Mythic Quest that it was all Zoom call, and they all they avoided. Yeah.
Yeah. No, there was a lot of Zoom calls in the show. Like there was a lot of like interactions that way. Just because they were like, okay, how are we supposed to get all these characters? Because they brought Tim Meadows in as kind of like a continuous character throughout the second season, but he's never physically there. Actually, no, he's there physically in the first episode, and then every time after that, it's just all Zoom call.
Got it.
And then there's like another meeting where they had like the heads of different, like the head of the army, the head of the navy, and they were all there, but they were all in one room and they were FaceTiming into Space Force. And so it was, I don't know, like I liked this season, but there was just like, there was a lot more laugh out loud moments in season 1 that I was just like, man,
season one was so good. It was so good. They did such a good job with that season.
No, like the entire like the Russian spy arc where he's just like, can I have codes now? And it's just like, what? You want an ice cream stand?
And he's dating his daughter just so he can get closer to him.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
No,
It's so good.
No, there's like some funny storylines, but it's just like I don't know, like it just wasn't hitting as well as season 1 did. It is renewed for season 3, but I'm hoping that they do get to season 3 and we actually get to kind of see a little bit more excitement. Because I don't know, it just kind of like I was really rooting for it because I love season 1, especially with all the characters in there. I'm like, all these characters I love, or all these actors I love. So hopefully season 3 is a little bit better. I started watching Upload. I just watched the first episode, so I do not know much of what's happening this season. But honestly, that first episode hit a little bit harder than the entire season of Space Force because you're already like, what the fuck is happening? Because there's so many twists and turns. And for people who are not familiar with what Upload is, it is an entire story where a character named Nathan, the very first episode, gets into a car accident where he's on the brink of maybe death, but we don't know. And his girlfriend's just like, we can upload him, and he's just like, I don't want to get up, like I don't know if I want to do this. And she's like, oh, it'll be fine. And so what uploading is where you get like you get killed, like you
you get your head burnt off or something.
Yeah, it gets like essentially lasered off, and then your existence goes into this computer system.
Yeah, you turn into a digital construct, basically.
Yeah, and there's like specific like hierarchies, and the more money you have, the better life you're gonna have. And Nathan's girlfriend Ingrid is very, very rich, and so she's just like, it's okay, you can be a part of my family's like essentially
my family plan.
Yeah, basically. We put you on the phone plan.
Basically.
he has money, but he also has like a specific limit. And then
Yeah.
there's these people called angels who are essentially people who work at a call center in a way.
Yeah.
And they just have to sit there and be like, whenever they get called on by these people who are living in this residence, where he lives apparently in the best hotel, like essentially the resort.
Yeah. Like where the
in the
Koch
upper-
brothers go when they die, like the most expensive place.
No, this is where the billionaires, like the 0.001%
The-
live.
People that commit crimes. Yeah, those guys.
Yeah, those guys. They live there, and they just constantly get called on. And whenever they need anything, they're like angel, and specific people are set for specific groups or like specific households. I'm saying this because
Yes.
there's Ingrid's grandmother is in it.
Yes.
Yes, but she specifically plays as a kind of like a black and white noir character because what she did was when she was uploaded, she didn't want to look like herself when she died. She wanted to look like herself in a 1920s photo that they took of her.
Yes.
And she's like, that's what I want to look like. And so that's what they can do. You can
Yes.
choose the best of yourself to look like that.
I have a question.
Yes.
So when you upload this picture, say I want to be Cuphead when I die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, be Cuphead, man.
Be Cuphead.
There's people
Would I
who
look
are-
like
Ralph
Cuphead?
the
And
Riddle.
but would I look like Cuphead, but just in real life?
No, you'd look like a cartoon character.
Yeah, you'll be a cartoon character.
But not in real life, though.
No, you'll be a 13.
But in real
you'll be a
life, you would
3D.
be headless. Apparently, from what I hear.
Okay, I need to know. I need
No,
to
your
watch,
body
like, at least.
dies, but your consciousness is now a digital file.
At
That
least
is-
But I
it leaves
feel,
her off your head.
but I feel like in the show, this guy has to act, right? Like the person that gets cut off, like because it's Robbie Amell, right? That's the
Yes.
person I'm guessing.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like he has to act still, right? Like he's
No,
still got his body and everything.
His character is himself, but
Yeah.
think of it as he's in a hotel, but it's a digital hotel that has one connoisseur who is the same person on all the levels. Like he is the doorman,
But-
he's the guy in it. Like it's like
But when he sees the lady that's in like the noir thing,
Yeah.
yes,
does she look different
Yeah,
compared to
looks
everything
like
else?
Black
I would
and
imagine
White
because she
show.
paid for that, though,
she
right?
paid for that, to look different.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. So she looks different from the hotel because she
Is there a
wants to look
part
like
in the first season where he like changes his abs?
Yes, he changes
Yeah.
what he looks like because he wants to scale it up just a little bit because they
Yeah.
make a joke about it in season 2. But there's like, for example, there's a character named Luke who's essentially like 70, but he looks like what he looked like when he was in the military
Yeah,
when he was younger. So he just looks like this young spry guy. And he looks completely normal. It was just this particular woman wanted to have the noir kind of look, and so when she was uploaded, she said, I want to look based off of this photo." And what she does, like everyone else has color, everyone looks
Yeah.
normal.
There's
She
even
looks
a
like she
kid.
came out like she just walked out of a grayscale.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, there is a
Oh.
child
Yes.
whose family refuses to let him grow. So he's never allowed to change what he looks like. And so his family has set him on the specific look, even though he's now like essentially almost like 25, almost 30, and all of his like siblings are growing up and getting older. He has to stay the same because his family refuses to pay for his change. So there's an entire episode where they're trying to go to the black market so he can get essentially a growth, like essentially like data
Yeah.
pack where he's able to actually grow up. Because his family is just like, no, you have to look the
One
same.
of those
And his mom's
Mario
like,
mushrooms.
you have to look
Yeah.
the same. You have to like, this is what you looked like, because they don't want to face the
Yeah.
fact that he never grew up. And so they're just like, you have to stay this way. So there's like a lot of really funny moments, but a lot of moments where you're just like, this is really depressing.
It's really depressing.
Like, but no, there's a lot of good parts out of it as well. You get to see like really good, specifically story arcs between him and a character named Nora, who's an angel,
Mhm.
and then trying to figure out what happened to Nathan, because you're finding out kind of like at the beginning, you don't really know who Nathan is, other than the fact that he has this smoking hot girlfriend, and then he dies.
Yes.
So that's all you know. But then you're starting to find out more and more pieces, because even when he gets uploaded, Nathan doesn't remember a lot of stuff, and they find out that there's like packs of data that's just missing on him.
Yes.
And so they're trying Nathan's trying to figure out what's going on. Nora's also trying to figure out what's going on. AI guy's just being AI guy. And also therapy people are dogs.
Yeah, the actual therapists are dogs.
Yeah,
Which
because
is
they're like, no one can
hilarious.
get mad at a dog. Everyone loves dogs. And so they just like, you'll see like a character sitting at a sofa
Like,
and it says,
I've heard of this show before.
Yeah.
yes, you have.
Yeah, I think I know. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, have you ever
I've
seen
heard
the
of this
Amazon
show.
thing? It's the guy that's like answering a phone with his hand. He's constantly
Yeah.
doing this.
Yeah.
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 But I love this show. I love the first season. I'm actually excited that I'm gonna go into season 2. I love Robbie Amell. I love Nora, the actress that plays Nora. And yeah, I'm
You
excited
have
for
to
what they
tell me
do.
what you think of season 2
Yeah.
because and like honestly,
This is a
that is a
cliffhanger.
way to start a season 2.
Yeah.
That is well, season 1 was like the way that they ended season 1 was bonkers. The end of the the second like season 2 episode 1.
Yeah.
Like you're just like because you don't even like really notice what's about to happen. You're like, wait a second, and you go back and you're like, shit, okay, there's something else going on here. So I hope this at least this like little ramble about it gets you excited because honestly, I love this show. This is like probably one of my favorite newer shows coming out right now. So I would highly recommend it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sci-fi
Kind of reminds me-
murder mystery rom-com.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me a lot of, at least for the premise, kind of reminds me a lot of like Altered Carbon, where same premise of the show,
Similar?
your consciousness or what makes you is put onto something called a stack, and the stack goes on the back of your spine, and you can change your body no matter what you want to be. People can live up to 400, 500 years. Obviously, the wealthy live longer because they have better bodies and stuff like that. But like, you know, all of you is put onto this little disc. You can still die if someone breaks the disc, obviously, but
Yeah.
you know, it's more of just like continuing living on after you've already cheated death technically.
Yeah. You could die here if you're erased from the server, but also this show is also if you ever watched Black Mirror, there's a very famous episode called San Junipero, which makes me cry. It's that concept. It's literally that concept.
Well, there's even an episode where like because you're seeing not just like their storyline, you're seeing like essentially modern day they like outside of the world where people are trying to find like because they're trying to find like universal upload, which is everyone should be able to upload because right
not
now
just
it's
for the
only
rich.
for specific people.
Yeah.
Because if you're poor, you can technically upload, but you'd be sent to essentially this it's almost like a data like it's essentially like a very basic data plan where your loved one gets uploaded to this kind of like dreary like cold rooms.
Yeah.
And if you hit a specific data amount, so maybe let's say you only have 2 gigs of data, that might be you just like walking around and eating. And if you take specific things, the more data you use, once you hit your limit, unless your family members pay for you, you get stuck like that until your next billing date.
Yes.
And so it's just like you're just sitting in purgatory. And so there's groups of people that are trying to start up universal upload, which is a whole other storyline.
Yeah, it's like the unlimited data fight that people had like a few years ago.
Yeah. Also, there's the people who are trying to figure out how to cheat death by being uploaded and then finding ways to go back to reality or back to the real world. That is a whole story arc in itself. So I would highly recommend watching it.
Yeah,
it's one of those.
There's
also
also rooted in
shows.
some. There's also rooted in some truth too, because I know Elon Musk is working on uploading us all to something. So we might be uploaded to a weird data farm one day.
There you go.
Yeah. No, I just put Good Mythical Morning because before I got into this podcast, I was watching Good Mythical Morning. I watch it every day. Well, right now they're currently on hiatus. For a little bit, they're on like spring break, so these guys do Monday through Friday every single week do episodes, and this for the next 3 weeks they're doing Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And then today was just like we are gonna spend $1 million at a Dollar Tree, and I'm like, what the fuck are you guys talking about?
You buy the whole damn store at that point.
Yeah,
and
that's what
two
I'm
of them
saying.
actually at that point. Like,
And then it took Lucas and I about 7 minutes to realize that it was a fucking April Fool's joke, as they were all trying to come up with like different like, okay, so if we do this, then you get to get the Larry secret, where the Larry secret is where you get a specific like barcode and then it's hidden incorrectly and it's covered in a specific way. And I'm like, oh my god,
everybody got it today.
everyone got it today. But no, it was just absolutely wild. But no, I've been quite busy recently. So I've just been watching shows when I can. and then watching Good Mythical Morning. Just because it's been like wake up, work, get off work, watch a show or two, and then as you guys know, and we were joking about at the beginning of the podcast, I just fall asleep. So
Nice.
it's a rotation, but I'm gonna get back into it. There is a new game. Well, it's not a new game. It's a game that just came out. Called Legend City. Which is a game that just got released onto Stadia. So I'm probably gonna play that this weekend. So I'm very excited about it. It's by the same people who made Adam Wolf. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, we'll see how that one goes.
We'll see how
No.
that one goes.
But next week I'll be able to talk about Chinatown Detective Agency, so I won't be like, man, I watched some stuff and slept.
Hell yeah, sounds good.
All right, Frank, this is your power hour.
I'm gonna go quick because for one, some of these things I don't even remember. DMZ is a show on HBO Max that I just stumbled upon, and I found out it was based on a comic. I think I'm probably gonna read the comic first and then maybe give it another chance. But the first episode, shit, I was bored the whole time. Rosario Dawson's the only saving factor of that show, but she acts like she's in Dying Light 2 the entire time. So. Yeah, it's not good. It's weird. It's not. It's told in a very weird way, and I don't know. I didn't really enjoy the first episode. I'm a very like, if the first episode doesn't grab me, I'm not really going to waste my time with the other episodes, because if the first episode is what you're going to show me, I doubt it's really going to get all that better. But yeah, no, DMZ was very missed for me. I finished the Outer Worlds. It's really, I honestly love the ending to this game. It plays just like a Fallout ending with slideshows and narration, depending on the actions that you chose throughout the game. And I got a pretty good ending. It was pretty fun. And then Grand Theft Auto 5, I've been playing that. I finally finished the contract. It's not bugged enough so that I can actually go through the missions. It's really cool. It's literally just a DLC, so then Dr. Dre can announce that he's making music again. That's literally the whole DLC. You steal some music from a guy who stole music from Dr. Dre and Ken Levine, I think his name is. Who's the guy who no, not Ken Levine. What the fuck is his name? Who's Dr. Dre's producer? The other guy who's there. Jimmy Levine. Yeah, Levine. Yeah. He basically tells Dre, yo, look, you've been hoarding music for too long. Shit like this is gonna keep happening. You might as well release it. Dr. Dre's like, yeah, I should release more music. And that's the end of the DLC. So if you like Dr. Dre and you like beating the shit out of other, I don't know if the guy who you kill or Dr. Dre kills is even a rapper or anything like that. Apparently they've had beef for years. Yeah, if you like that kind of stuff, then by all means play Grand Theft Auto 5 The Contract, because it's just a giant Dr. Dre advertisement. Also, weirdly enough, a pseudo sequel to Grand Theft Auto 5, because there is returning characters 10 years later in the game, and it is that honestly, I think those are the most fun parts of the DLC. Seeing characters that you technically haven't been around for about 10 years, talk like, what they've been up to and stuff like that. And then there's little side missions you can do with another player co-op wise, where you play as Lamar and you play as Franklin and you just drive around and do random shit. I haven't played those yet because my partner in crime, usually in Grand Theft Auto 5, is sleeping. So I'm saving those missions for when Fever finally makes the return. And then I randomly decided to start playing Cyberpunk again. I've heard that this game's gotten insane changes. I saw some of the changes when I loaded it up the first. I was in February when they made the patch 1.50. Tried that out. So I had a lot of fun and I decided, screw it. Let's play through the whole game again. And I've been having a blast. I changed my build. Before I was a hacker pistol man. Now I am a hacker swordsman. I have not used a gun at all. I've actually just slashed everybody to death. It's been pretty fun, actually. And other than that, it's really kind of about it for me.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
That was legit the power hour here with Frank. That was quick.
Don't watch DMC.
Yeah. You know what we could get out of all of that is don't watch DMC.
Yeah, don't watch DMZ. It's not great. Rosario Dawson, amazing actress. That show, nah.
Mario, the very last thing
I'll be
we've been watching
Yeah.
is Jackass Forever.
I did. I watched Jackass Forever finally. I'm so happy. It's really fun.
I saw the ball torture scene on that.
There's way more than just ball torture. way. This is probably the most penis-filled sequel out of all of them.
I mean, they're old. They can't do the crazy physical stuff, so I guess they got to torture their balls.
Yeah, I guess so. That's literally all they pretty much do in this. I don't want to spoil anything from it. I really think that if you should watch it, because you could technically watch it for free if you have Game Pass. If you have Game Pass, you get Paramount Plus for free for a month because Halo. So you actually get that for free for a month. And it came out on the same day when that deal came out. So yeah, I watched Jackass Forever. And it's just so awesome to see majority, not all of them, majority of the original cast back. And honestly, one of the coolest things is them kind of reflecting on their past in a lot of cool ways because, yeah, they're no longer young. So they actually invite new kids to be part of it. We actually get our first Jackass lady part of the series as well as a few other characters. And the new additions are actually really good. They're really funny. There's a guy named Poopy. That's his name, apparently, or at least his nickname. And there are so many crazy-ass things that they do to their bodies, including genitalia. And it's interesting because, you know, they started off as these weird fucking guys that were writing a magazine at one point, which then came to them recording videos for their site, which then turned into Jackass, which then, you know, sort of was a combination of these skateboarding videos, but also these weird ass stunts, while being connected to one of the best filmmakers of all time, Spike Jonze, who's a music video director originally, but also he's made some pretty incredible movies. And yeah, he's in here too. Tony Hawk's in this. There's so many returning faces from everything from their history that is really cool. Now, obviously, the biggest example not in this is pretty much the CKY crew in a lot of ways. The Philadelphia branch of Jackass, which is Bam Margera and his ilk. A lot of them obviously have moved on. So some of them don't even want to be really a part of it. However, with Bam specifically, he is going through some pretty, issues that are not new to this crew. As a matter of fact, Steve-O survived very similar to something that he's been going through. Bam, of course, has been grieving, obviously from the loss of his best friend, Ryan Dunn, which gets a beautiful, beautiful nod in the movie.
Yeah, I was going to ask if Ryan Dunn is a part of this movie at all. Because if Bam's not part of it, I wonder how they would do that.
No, yeah, he has a small moment. It's in the credits, but he has a small, like, there's a, you know how in the Jackass movies they don't end right at the end? They sort of carry through. They have that too.
They had like a musical or something?
No, or musical, or like they'll go through the credits and then they'll like, because the third one they showed old photos of them from 10 years ago. This is now 10 years from that, so they do some fun things there. So if you grew up watching Jackass, and it's honestly what I love about it, real quick, a lot of the things are them putting themselves through it. They're having fun together. They're friends being friends. It's no malice. Even if they do the fucking craziest things and hurt each other, it's all for the fact that they want to make each other laugh. And that's really what I respect about Jackass. And so if you are interested in that at all, please definitely check it out. Like I said, if you have Game Pass right now, it is free with Paramount Plus. If you don't want to watch Halo, please watch this. And also Scream's on there too, so watch that as well.
Yeah.
So,
I've never watched any Jackass in my entire life.
Oh man! We gotta watch them.
Okay, guess we're
I can't
drop
do
in, drop out
Jackass.
Jackass.
All right, we're gonna watch Drop In, Drop Out Jackass. Let's go.
Can't do it. Can't do it.
I don't know. I always liked watching those little stunts and stuff like that. But then again, you know, I grew up on like old school MTV and shit like that. Yeah. So
there's a Wild Boys reference that I loved, and I'm so happy it made it in the movie.
Yeah.
All right.
Do you think there's going to be more?
They could have with the new crew, but the old crew's like, no, we're done. This is fucking. We did everything. We're done.
Yeah.
Take it away, Harv.
I mean, probably a good thing, but
yeah.
All right, that is everything that we've been playing / watching / doing / DMZing. We've done everything, guys. We've done everything.
Done
it all. Now we're gonna go off to the patch notes, which has got some very, very exciting stuff. Good or bad, but we'll see how this goes.
There might be some fake news in here. There might be some real news. Who knows?
You guys decide.
Yeah, there might be. But our first article this week comes from Aisha Malik over at, I believe. Damn, I'm gonna have to figure out where I got this one because I didn't put it in the article. I'll figure it out once we finish the article here. But Sony unveils its revamped 3-tier PlayStation Plus subscription. So guys, it is an April Fool's joke. Sony has finally unveiled its Spartacus program, which is now just new tiers of PlayStation Plus. This really shouldn't surprise anyone, as this is, from what I can gather, exactly the same stuff we saw back in December. So what do you guys think? What do you think you get for your hard-earned dolans from Sony's new PlayStation Plus? So I have here pictures. Probably not useful for the people who are watching this, but for the people who are within our doc right now, these are the benefits here. So starting off, we have PlayStation Plus Essential. So in this tier, it provides the same benefits that PlayStation Plus members are getting today, such as 2 monthly downloadable games, exclusive discounts, cloud storage for saved games, online multiplayer access. There are no charges for existing PlayStation Plus members in this tier. So it'll continue to be $9.99 monthly for us US people. I don't know how much it is over there in Canada.
It's about $15.
$15? Okay. So it'll be about $15 over there in Canada. Next up is going to be the PlayStation Plus Extra tier, which will include all the benefits from before, but also including adds a catalog of up to 400 plus of the most enjoyable PS4 and PS5 games, including blockbuster hits from our PlayStation Studios catalog and third-party partners. Games in the extra tier are downloadable for play, so you can download these games straight to your console. They will be on your console for there. I don't know how it works in terms of like once the subscription ends, if they just block access to it. I imagine that's how it works.
It's gonna be like Xbox.
Yeah.
So once your subscription ends, you can't play them.
You can't play them. Yeah. This will be at $14.99, so a $5 up from the regular tier. Probably about $20 in Canada if they're going up by $5. And then last but not least, the tier everybody was kind of wondering what the hell this is going to be about. The PlayStation Plus Premium tier. So obviously includes everything from before. This one also adds 340 additional games, including PS3 games available via cloud streaming. We're going to get back to that. A catalog of beloved classic games available in both streaming and downloadable options from the original PlayStation, PS2, and PSP generations. This will also offer cloud streaming access for the original PlayStation, PS2, PSP, and PS4 games offered in the extra and premium tiers as well. So in those tiers, you can download them. In this tier, you can stream them if you wanted to through cloud streaming, as well as through PC as well. Limited time game trials will also be offered in this tier, so customers can try games before they buy. And of course, this will be a $2 increase compared to the last one, so at $17.99 a month, so about $22 in Canada. And then it's worth
hefty.
It's hefty. It's hefty. It's worth noting that in select places and countries that their cloud streaming isn't available, this tier will be marketed at a lower price because you can't get the cloud streaming part, and that's kind of the point of this tier.
Well, they clearly want you to go for the yearly pass for that one. Because that's $10. That's $10 a month if you go for the yearly pass.
That would be $10 a month. It also is worth noting that Sony has already come out and said that none of these tiers will include day and date games because they look at it as being devastating to business. That is the exact quote from. I was like devastating. Okay, but yeah. So first things first. We're all PlayStation owners in some way. What do we think about this? What do we think? This is something that is going to have a good future, or something that is definitely going to have to cook a little bit before people are going to, really get into these tiers?
Granted, this doesn't get implemented for another 3 months, which is kind of weird, in my opinion.
It's weird to announce it now. Just do it at this point.
Why not just do it at this point? Yeah. This is what I expected from PlayStation. This is exactly what I expected for them. Yeah. Because I don't expect them to ever put their first party games on this service. They're not Microsoft. They don't have the capability of doing that. They can't take that money of spending for how much it costs to make the games and sell them to people, or not gonna sell them, but like put them on a payment plan like this. There's no way they can afford to do that.
Mhm.
So they have to go with their $70 for their first party games. Microsoft could take the hit. They have money. They could take the hit. They're getting money from other places. I know. Frank, you had a big thing about PlayStation 3 with the cloud stuff. With that stuff.
We'll get to that because
Yeah.
I have a small little rant on that.
Yeah, I expected this. This is exactly what I thought PlayStation was gonna do. The price is a little steep. If you're going monthly to month, like if you're going month to month, it's a little steep in my opinion. Like $18 a month for your online service is a little much.
Mhm.
It's a little much. But this is what I kind of expected from them, honestly.
Yeah, Mario, because I know you have a PlayStation 5. I don't know if you've touched it recently, because I know I haven't. But what do you think about this?
I think there's too many tiers.
There's one too many tiers. Too many tiers. This middle tier doesn't need to exist.
Yeah, I don't think that middle tier needs to exist. It's like, well, honestly, at this point, I mean, it's a $2 increase between extra and premium. It's such a weird number.
To be fair, Xbox has the same problem where they have 3 tiers as well, right? But they're separate services. You have Xbox Gold, you have Game Pass, then you have Game Pass Ultimate, right?
It's that first one they need to get rid of.
That's the first one that they need to get rid of. I think that Game Pass and Game Pass Ultimate is all what you really need. And I think that's really the route that PlayStation should have gone, especially since they are just basically combining 2 services into one, right? They're basically putting it all in one basket, which makes sense. Well, PC Game Pass, if you have, I guess if you want to keep that separately, it's still $9. There's also less
Sony,
games. It's really hard for me to consider.
The last tier also technically has a PC Game Pass because you can stream these games on PC, but
yeah. So when it comes to, and then can I stream the PS2 game? Yeah, okay, cool. Those are options.
Go
ahead.
The problem is, like, I feel like we shouldn't pay people to play multiplayer anymore. We shouldn't pay these companies to play multiplayer anymore.
I agree with this. I was gonna say this
Cloud
earlier.
storage, sure. Let's pay for cloud storage. We already pay for cloud storage if you have to use Google, if you use Apple, whatever it is. We already pay for that kind of stuff.
Yep.
Right.
Pretty ambiguous.
So that's why, like, getting rid of like Microsoft's gold tier would be great, because that's pretty much what you're paying for is gold. You're pretty much playing PlayStation Essential at that point, right? Yeah. This middle tier just doesn't make any sense to me. You could just put that into premium.
If Xbox wanted to put their dick on the table, though, they would get rid of gold and be like, "All right, we're lowering the price of Game Pass Ultimate." And
all our multiplayer is free, but you can buy Game Pass. That would be the biggest, like,
that would be
on the table right there.
Yeah.
Personally, my major thing with this is that I'm going to subscribe to this, but I need to know what the games are, and I already know that I'm going to be disappointed in. And I know that in terms of, like, they're going to be the first party games, which is cool. You know, I'm excited to play. Majority of them. However, there are games on these platforms that I want to play that are not going to be on this platform. There's no fucking way I'm going to be able to play fucking Simpsons Hit and Run. You know, I'm not going to be able to play Toy Soldiers. I'm not going to be able to play Rugrats the video game. I'm not going to play Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, the original PS1 game, which is fucking awesome game.
400 games is a lot of games.
It's a lot of games.
It can encompass a lot of games there.
But I don't know about third-party stuff that will be able to go on there.
Are there even 400 first-party games?
There is not 400 first-party games. There's no way they can fill out their first-party.
They're also doing it based. Well, no, but there's probably going to be like some Square Enix games in there. There'll definitely be some, like, I'm talking like the Metal Gears, the Final Fantasies are definitely going to probably be there. The Dark Clouds, the Bouncer,
Triggers, all those other ones.
But I'm talking about like the games that I actually grew up playing were never going to be on these services. Like, I want to play WWE SmackDown. You know, like, I want to play those old games that I played. I want to play the Spawn game. You know, like, I want to play
WCW versus NWO.
versus NWO.
Isn't that an N64 game?
If that could be on the Switch online, I would fucking love it. But but it's it's not. Those are the games that I actually want to play, and those are the things that I would absolutely pay that $18 a month if I knew that I had access to it. Even if it's like they added online play, like all these additional things that you would have to do to make it worth it. In the same way that I feel like it's so interesting how all of these different companies, right? They have all their different versions of the same fucking thing, but they all approach it in a different way. And some places do it awesome, right? Like I'm being able to just stream the thing on my phone on Xbox, which is fucking cool. But then I can go, I'm getting in a little bit of rant, I'm so sorry.
Do your thing. Do your
Nintendo-
thing. This is content, bro.
No, Nintendo Switch, right? It makes me have the Netflix version of Nintendo 64 games by adding multiplayer, which is fucking cool, old games, which is awesome. Why can't I do that with anything else? Like, why does the server's got to be dead? You know what I'm saying? Like, why are we not playing Chaos fucking Theory on Xbox right now?
You
Why?
can.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like,
you just got to do a little bit of Hacker Man stuff.
But I'm saying, like, it's already fixed and built on this. Like, why the fuck can't we figure it out here? You know what I'm saying? And then I know exactly what the cloud streaming argument is going to be. I'm gonna let you finish that.
So before we do that, actually, I want to hear from Fee. Because I don't think we've ever actually. I know Fee owns a PlayStation 4, but I don't think we actually know your history with PlayStation.
I can't even know. I don't even know if she owns a PlayStation 4.
I saw
think she still owns a
Fee
PS1
smile when I mentioned certain titles. I'm curious if you have the same
Fee,
references
I want
I do.
first and foremost, because I personally just haven't ever asked you this question. It's just never come up. What is your history with PlayStation? Like, what did you have when you were younger? What kind of games did you play?
Okay, so first of all, my first actual PlayStation console that I had myself was PlayStation 4. I had a PlayStation, well, I shared a PlayStation 3 with my roommates when I lived with a bunch of roommates. And we used to just play PlayStation and get intoxicated and play PlayStation. So that was essentially what we would do. So we would just like have like family nights where we just sit in the living room and we just get very drunk and just play video games. But no, I don't know. I just, as a person who plays, like I play with like I'm a cloud gamer essentially. I play a lot of Stadia games. It is just very interesting to see these bigger like companies start utilizing cloud gaming and just being able to see a bunch of people being like, oh man, cloud gaming, whoa. And I'm just like, congratulations, welcome. It's called cloud gaming.
Welcome
the
to
thing
cloud
that you've
gaming.
been shitting on for the past 2 years. And I've been constantly just sitting there and being like, oh yes, now you're going to sip the Kool-Aid when it has a name that you recognize.
Oh
and
my
it's
God.
slapped on there.
Fee, you're 100% right. I will attest to this 100%. People do not like cloud gaming when it doesn't have their nice brand behind it. You know what I mean? Because people were talking shit on Stadia. People were talking shit about these other things before Xbox did it.
The major issue
is cool.
The major issue that for me is like I think Stadia should have went to beta first. They shouldn't have went right to retail. I think if they went beta first, I think the backlash wouldn't have been that bad.
I don't think anything would have saved it.
Yeah, Stadia walked so everybody else can run at this point.
Because quite honestly, the amount of like comments that I've received, both in private messages to Facebook messages, like on like the Facebook group that we're in, and then just seeing it like on Twitter, it wouldn't have mattered because people are just constantly shitting on Google. Now, I'm not going to sit here and try to defend Stadia right now because I'm still a little bit annoyed with how Stadia has been run over the past 2 years. They have been trying to make a comeback, and I'll talk about that at full length on Speaking of Stadia, but it's just very interesting to see this kind of like turning point where we're seeing like larger companies, and we've been seeing it with Xbox, and now we're seeing it with PlayStation, where they're now introducing all of this. And like, I'm excited that people are actually like kind of accepting this like like at least this future of gaming, because we just sit here like for a bunch of people that are very much like, oh, we're about innovation, we're all about like awesome, like the future, and then the second they introduce something new, they're like, whoa, what the fuck are you talking about? That's
Change.
shit.
Change.
I have my console and I have my 2 terabytes. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, you know what? I know I've been drinking, so I'm a little bit heated. But like,
No, see, I 100% agree with you. You're 100% hitting the ball when it comes to the general masses, when it comes to new stuff like this.
Because like, okay, what happens if like another, like, let's say another company came in and said that they were doing the same thing that PlayStation was doing right now? No, people aren't gonna like want that. Even if they have the exact same games, but they have Sony on the name or PlayStation on the name.
honestly, like right now, even looking at the PlayStation thing, I think a lot of people that have PlayStation don't even like what Sony's doing right now.
Yeah, well, it's the same thing with like Xbox. We're seeing the same thing with Xbox as well, where people are like, "Oh, I want to play on my console or I want to play on my PC, but I
will
don't
be
want
right
to play
back.
cloud gaming." It's just like, I don't know, at least from someone who's like been adamant about playing, or at least like trying to keep up with like cloud gaming over the past 2 years, it's just been very polarizing in a way where some people are like, the same people who I thought, or like I've heard that they would never want to do cloud gaming is stupid. I'm now seeing like, oh man, Sony's doing a new thing. And I'm like, cool. I'm really happy to see that you've changed it. Like, I'm all about like growth by all means, but like, it's also just a little bit infuriating because I've had some heated conversations with people about this, and I
Yeah.
get that Stadia didn't, as much as I love Stadia and I'm ride or die when it comes to Stadia, there's been a lot of like mistakes made there, and I'm very interested to see how it goes with PlayStation, because we saw how PlayStation Now went. What the fuck was PlayStation Now? Like, yeah, they had some like a backlog of games and stuff like that, which is really exciting. But I'm gonna be honest, the amount of times that I've heard someone say PlayStation Now in my presence is slim to none. And so I'm very interested to see how much backing they're going to be putting in with this cloud gaming. Because yeah, you're going to be able to still do PlayStation Plus, but the cloud gaming aspect, are we going to actually hear stuff about this in 6 months' time after they release it? Like, are we still just going to be like, it's going to be on the back burner? Like, I don't know. It's just, people like to use like flashy keywords or like, oh, cloud
Buzzwords.
gaming, cloud gaming. And then in 6 months, they're just like, oh yeah, we still have PlayStation Plus. It's really great. There's cloud gaming, but we don't talk about that. But everything else is going great.
Yeah, I agree. Sony has a story. Sony notoriously loves to abandon ideas that are
As much as Google does.
really good. Yeah. VR.
Vita?
I mean,
Vita.
VR. They have a PlayStation VR 2 coming out
Google
for
Glass.
Yeah, but look at the first one. The first one's devoid of anything that would have made it worthy.
it. But they are still
Anything.
making another VR out of it.
Yeah.
They're still having another VR.
Yeah,
but
because
Vita, yes, Vita completely. I
Yeah.
completely
Yeah,
agree.
I'll
with
Vita,
say
that
it.
and then
Handheld.
100%.
Handheld.
Yeah, just handheld in general. Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Well, here's the thing. I'm gonna be honest. Let's see what they do with their VR, because they still have cords, and people are complaining about the shit about that because you're still having to hook up.
Yeah, I will agree
Whereas
on that
people
one.
are like,
So like, I still don't think cloud gaming is where it's supposed to be. I still don't use xCloud and stuff like that because I don't think like it's
but
supposed
we're
to
not
be
gonna
where it's
see
supposed.
growth unless we do have
Yeah,
these,
unless
like, awkward
yeah.
I will.
Yeah.
stages. We're not
Quick-
gonna have any sort of growth in gaming unless we do those awkward stages, because we saw this
Yeah.
with like essentially like decades worth of terrible consoles to this point. We didn't just like, it didn't like magically come from the sky that we had the PlayStation 5.
I-
We had to go through the 1, the 2, the 3.
But-
all
But
these
the thing
other
is,
terrible
the
things.
thing I will say about it though is that the Xbox model is way better than what the Stadia model is. Because like when the Stadia model came out, I thought the subscription model, I would just have these games, $15 a month, I could play these games. But the problem is I have to buy a $90 game plus on top
It's
of
because
that.
they launched a platform, not a store.
Yeah.
Really.
They launched a
rather than a
store, yeah.
platform. But they do have the subscription thing, which is kind of cool. But the thing I want to talk about, especially about the cloud service, aspect of it. I don't know how 5G is in Canada or how the speeds are in Canada. I've been indoctrinated with Verizon because I worked with Verizon for years, and then obviously I've had Verizon phones. So I've been getting used to with 5G ultra wide, specifically the higher speed ones. That to me has been and I've done it. Like I was in the first case of like gotten the first 5G phone and tried it out and did fucking Devil May Cry in a Verizon store. And I've been a savior of like, this is an awesome tech. I really can't wait for this to expand. And I do think that it has to still be built out in all over the world to be. Same way like 4G took like fucking forever to finally slatch out. So
I played Stadia with Destiny. It worked perfectly. It worked great. Like I had no problems with it. 5G here works great. Like it works really, really good. I honestly do think it's where the model comes into play for me. It's like the games are gonna work. I know they're gonna work. The technology's there. We're gonna play these games. We're gonna start cloud playing these games.
yeah.
All that kind of stuff. We're gonna do all that kind of thing. It's the business model is where it really kind of drops for me.
Sure.
Yeah.
because I'd rather pay a monthly subscription where I can just play a bunch of games instead of paying for individual games.
Yeah, and on the topic of that as well, I threw it over there because I just didn't feel like having it on my desk. The PlayStation 3 debacle that people are having right now.
All right, I'm gonna get a drink. I
People
know what
are.
you're talking about, but I'm gonna get.
Yeah, go. I'll be ranting when you get back.
I
So, yeah.
I have 2 words for you though, Frank.
Go
After
ahead.
you're done.
Okay.
I know after you're done. After you're done.
Look, I love the PS3 library. I think the PS3 has a lot to offer. I call absolute bullshit that Sony cannot create a way for players to download the PlayStation 3 library onto their consoles. To me, when I see that PlayStation's like, it's impossible, it's too hard, we can't do that, cell processor. To me, it just feels like an old it's old. That's an old, antiquated way of thinking about the PlayStation 3. There is options out there now through emulation to do PlayStation 3 games. Is it perfect? No, but you have to understand that people are working on this day and day as a passion project. And it is working. You can play Metal Gear Solid, the most notorious cell processor game. The reason why we don't get Metal Gear Solid 4 HD thing or re-release of Metal Gear Solid 4 is because notoriously they're just saying you can't do it. Cell processor. You can play Metal Gear Solid 4 right now on PC, no problem. 4K, up-res it, no matter what you want to do. People have got it to work. And we're talking about a team of like 49 people who are just working on it as a passion project. And you're telling me right now Sony can't find a solution? I don't think they can't find a solution. I don't think they just want to find a solution. This is the cheapest, easier option. Just throw it on cloud gaming.
This is just where they don't care.
They don't care.
They don't care.
Exactly. They don't care.
Why would you put money into this where they could just do it like, just put it on cloud gaming, we'll be good to go.
Yeah, it's cheaper to do it on cloud gaming.
Yeah.
My problem is when they bullshit consumers and say we can't do it. We can't do it. It's impossible. Cell processing, it's impossible. We can't do this. That's bullshit. That's cap. And
cell processing can only take you so far.
Yeah, that argument,
like that argument can only get you so far.
Yeah, we gamers are notoriously people who don't take no for an answer. If you tell them you can't do something, they will figure out a fucking way to get it to work. And they've already got it to work with RPACS3.
And the fact that every PlayStation 5 is pretty much a PC at this point.
Exactly. And let's be real here too. Sony is very notorious at using other people's emulators anyway. Once it's already open source, PlayStation, like what was it? The PlayStation Classic. PlayStation Classic just runs on an emulator. It's just PCSX2. That's all it is. Sony loves using other people's emulators to market their products. So my guess on it is once our PCSX2 is out, when the PlayStation 6 is out, or whatever the hell, however long it takes for that to be stable. Because keep in mind, I will admit, right now it's not stable with every single game. You can't emulate every game on our PCSX3. But the fact that you can get Metal Gear Solid 4 running all the way through, you can up-res, you can 4K it up and everything like that. That's the game that everybody has said that you can't do. And they did it.
It's not even that though. Like even if you can't do every game, but at least have some games on there that you can. And then you start adding to the library. Like it's like what Xbox does. For example,
you can
right?
move The Last of Us, so why not put The Last of Us PS3 version? I'm not saying that.
Xbox said that they can't do all of them, but they start churning them out. Every month there's probably new backwards compatible games that kind of come out for Xbox, right? You can do the same thing with PS3. Get the emulators out there. Get like maybe get 100 games out, and then the next month get another 25, and the next month get another 30. Like that kind of time. What Kayla's saying about the PSN names, they fucked up the PSN names. They fucked up when they first created PSN names. They made it so your name is the unique value, which was a terrible thing to do as a programmer. I don't know why you would do that. And then they had to change the entire thing. That's why it probably took so long.
Yeah,
they
that's why I'm still Squeegee McGilligan, I think, on that.
They didn't future-proof that one. Which in hindsight, you should be kind of like, wow, how did we let this happen? How did we let this happen? Sorry, Figo.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say.
How you pronounce it?
Like this is gonna sound like absurd for me to say this. I'm thinking right now the people that are actually doing this correctly is Xbox.
Yeah, 100%. They're doing it the best.
They're doing it the best. And if you had asked me a year ago if I would have said this, I would have said no. I would that's obviously not me. But the amount of games that we see monthly, if not weekly, coming out just randomly out of the fucking blue on Game Pass, you're just like, oh wait, what the fuck? Why is this game on here now? Because there's games that I'm really like, it's not even just like, and I said this a while, like I've said this for years, and I definitely now retract it. I used to call it like Xbox is like the bro console. Xbox is like, oh, you're all like the sports games, the racing games, the fighting games, like whatever, not really my style. But we're seeing a lot of things like across the spectrum, like triple A's to indie games to like really artistic, like really cool games to just like incredibly detailed story-based games that I'm just like, no one can compare to them right now. Like, I know that PlayStation, like, this is their kind of like reaction or at least their response to Game Pass, but it's literally like cool. Like, you're kind of just rebranding what you're currently doing. And yes, you get access to like 300 some odd games, but like it's nothing in comparison to Xbox. And
I don't know if it's a direct comparison because I don't think PlayStation can compare to the
no,
Xbox
because
when
I
it
mean,
comes
to
to
be
this.
honest, like it just seems
They just
like in
don't
some
have
cases, like,
the money to do that.
Well, no, it's that also the fact that like just like what you said earlier, I just don't think they care. They
Yeah.
specifically are just like, oh, like it seems like there's like a board meeting and there's a bunch of people sitting there like, oh man, cloud gaming. People want triple A's to be able to act like accessible on like like the service right away, so then we can get more people. And this other guy at the end of the table is just like, so we're just going to give them access to 300 plus games. Everyone's going to be happy, right? Okay, let's put that on there. Oh, I heard cloud gaming. I mean, I guess. And then they just like add this and everyone's like, "Wait, no, that's not what we're saying." And they're just like, "I know what I'm think I know what what people want." Like, I don't know. It's just as much as I really enjoy PlayStation, there's a reason why I don't have I'm like PlayStation 5 right now and I don't have any plans on getting one. And
It just sits there.
I just
You
sits
can't see it
there.
in frame. It's just I have
Fucking I have Saurons just chilling out in everyone's homes, just like I don't
No,
even
like
know.
literally, it's
It's
yeah,
just-
it's what's doing it, Frank's thing. It just sits there.
behold my stuff.
And like when
Yeah.
God of War comes out, that's the next time I'm gonna be turning this thing on. Is when God of War comes out.
Exactly.
The thing
I
is,
don't know.
God of War comes out for PS4 as well. It's not coming out
Yeah.
for PS5. It's coming out for PS4 as well.
I don't know.
So
I'm not in a rush. I'm just like I don't know. I've been like continuously kind of like disappointed with PlayStation over the past like year or so, and to a point that I'm just like not excited. The one that I was really excited for was Stray, and I found out it was coming to freaking PC, and I'm like, well,
Yeah.
okay. I have
it's coming up on Epic, I think, on PC. Yeah.
So, wait, is it? Yes. Stray is
Yeah.
coming to PC.
Yes, it is.
Is it?
PS5. It's
What's the
PS5
point?
PC.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a
because
console.
it's
It's a console exclusive. So it's exclusively on the PlayStation 5.
It's one
when
of
it
those
comes to
things.
consoles.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's coming out on PC on Epic Game
Yeah.
Store. Yeah.
Yeah, because they're constantly like, it's an exclusive, and then you see like right at the very bottom, it says like PlayStation then PC, and you're like, console exclusive.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I know this is I'm very privileged at this point to have a computer that is able to run all these with no problems, but like, man, there's really no point right now.
There really isn't.
I don't know what would get me excited to actually buy a PlayStation 5 right now.
The only thing that got me a PlayStation 5 was Demon's Souls. That was it. Now it's been sitting
Okay.
there since. Well, this is for me, right? This is for me.
Oh no,
This is not for anybody else. This is for me.
Yeah.
That's the only reason
Not
I
so
played
much
it.
that for
I
me.
platinumed it. I did everything through it. Ever since then, my PlayStation has been sitting there
You
the
may as
entire
well
time.
just
Yeah,
rented
it's-
it. It's like
I might as well rented a PS5 at this point. It's just,
Yeah.
I just
Yeah,
played
my
it.
PlayStation 5 at this very moment is whenever Naughty Dog decides to release a game or Spider-Man. Those are the big titles that I really, really want to play. And then Wolverine as well. And then if for instance, there is a interesting title that comes along that I want to play, then sure. But primarily,
you're a console player though, right? For the most part.
I am a console player, so I've actually pretty much, for the most part, have gone back to Xbox this generation because of its ability to be flexible, right? I could play on my S here and I could play over there, and they're comparable experiences. One is better because one has, the 4K 60, and this one is, 1080 or 1440 60. Or if I had a Xbox copy, it got up-res to the X version without having to worry about paying a $10 increase on certain games. So honestly, it's just been a good experience overall of just being able to just put the disc in and then it just automatically upgrades it. And
I have a PS5 here.
PS2.
PS2 plus
I've
3
seen
plus 5, yeah.
I've seen a lot of people put this like whole thing called like PlayStation is like a boutique thing now, right? I think Mario, you've probably seen this in the kind of funny rounds and all that kind of stuff.
100% the Apple of
they are now, at this point. Like, but the thing is, like, when their games come out, they're high quality games.
The high quality games are events.
Yeah.
When
they do, though.
When Horizon comes out, when Horizon, obviously Horizon got overshadowed by Elden Ring, which I really feel bad for them again.
Also
Game of the week
happened again to them. Breath of the Wild and
Gorilla,
twice
man.
in a row.
You need to start looking at these dates and just going, you know what? We can't compete right now. Come on.
Just don't release in the spring. Holy crap! Why?
Yeah.
Like you guys could have waited like at least.
They could have owned January if they could have got.
They could have owned January. There was nothing in January.
Yeah.
And then they're like, because the funny thing is, before this, I think everybody
Elden
thought
Ring.
that Horizon was gonna be eating Elden Ring's lunch.
Interesting.
And then, but it went to the reverse where everybody went Elden Ring.
I don't know anybody who said Horizon was going to eat Elden Ring's lunch.
No, but Elden. Nobody really knew what Elden Ring was going to be.
Yeah, but I mean, From Software had its track record at least. You know what I mean?
Compared to Horizon, though. Compared to Horizon,
Horizon was polarizing. People either liked Breath of the Wild or they liked Horizon.
But I think this year was going to be like, this is Horizon's year. But anyways, beyond that, when God of War comes out, it's an event.
Yes.
When
Spider-Man
comes out, it's an event. When Wolverine comes out, it's an event. Like that, those games are events, right? Those are games that people like look forward to and they can't wait and they sell gangbusters.
Yeah.
And I think that's what PlayStation is now at this point.
Yeah,
this is what
AAA seller.
They're a AAA seller.
They are a AAA seller. Yeah. Well, I feel like Xbox. I played Shredders. It's just because it was available to me. Like I played Tunic and Young Souls because they were available to me. So, yeah.
I like PlayStation because like I like their games, like their main first party games, but they've turned into a Nintendo console to me. To the point where like I will only play their first party games on their console.
I will say,
I'll let Mario say this, but I do have something to mention after you said that because I was going to say something about that too.
I will say, and I think you might have mentioned it while I was away, it does some indies only go to certain consoles that if those were a part of this service, then it could entice me. So like Stray could be on there. The Devil game that, that looked interesting, but I wasn't sure
Devil
if I
wanted
no, the other one. Is it called Devil Inside? The little it's like Dark Souls, but then it's like an open world where it looks like a little stick figure. Like
Devil Inside. Yeah, it's Devil Inside.
That's what it's called. Okay.
That sounds like a horror game.
It sounds like the picture anthology game. That's why whatever that was. But anyways, I don't necessarily know if I want to buy it, but if it's on that platform, then yes, I'm going to subscribe to play that. So if they get the indies in there, like that Hyper Life Drifter sequel that just got announced, or that even Pathless game, or like all those things that like are semi-exclusive to that console, then hey, that's the same way that Xbox is getting me over to Tunic and Shredders and all that. So
Little Devil Inside.
So like if those are like permeated throughout the service, that makes me interested, then yeah, more than likely I'm going to play it. Other than all the other PlayStation games that I've already played already.
That is it. That is an interesting point where you go into like maybe not first parties, but like third party like exclusives that come out.
Yes,
on PlayStation might be coming out on that
yes
on that thing on that service on that service. Yeah.
I just want to go back to what Harv said for a minute there. He had said something about like Sony is becoming Nintendo, and I think you're 100% right. I was going to say earlier that Sony has not really unique because Nintendo does this as well. They have history, right? They have games within their library that have become part of their history, whether they did it or not, right? Like Metal Gear Solid, Final Fantasy, like all these other things. I feel like Sony always kind of leans on their their past history more than they do on anything else. Like look at like Astro, what is it called? Astro's Wonder. I don't remember.
Astroworld?
Alan Wonderland.
Astrobot.
Astrobot, yeah. Sony loves to put the nostalgia forward, and this is definitely one of those pushes of like, you remember the PS2 library, you remember the PSP library or the PS3 library? Bam, you got that right now. You know what I mean? And I will 100% admit that as somebody who collects these games on the side whenever I can, when I possibly can.
Why do you have that? Burn it.
Frank knows.
Do we have a seance for that?
Mario has a copy of an open copy of Balan Wonderland.
Still sealed.
God.
Mario knows this. I have like a little closet where I keep all my coats and everything like that, and my shirts and everything. And behind it, it's just a wall of PS2, PS3, Xbox original games that I collect. Yeah. And I like collecting those, but I will 100% admit it gets expensive. It is there are games out there that I don't understand how they even reach past $30 or more. That I would really love to play.
Wonderland is one
Alan Wonderland, man. I wouldn't want to pay $30. No, but like games like Rule of Rose or these cool horror games that you never got to play on the PS2 because they were rare, right?
What is the 7 for?
It's a British rated.
It's it's
Peggy 16, but this is Peggy 7. Gotcha.
Peggy 7. But there's games out there for the PS2 library that I would 100% love to play, but I am not spending $200 plus. And unfortunately, Sony, my draw to that is that I just emulated at that point. But this is definitely a legal way for people to play some of these titles that they might not have had a chance to play because the collector scalper market is absolutely nuts when it comes to these games. There's, like I said, there are some of these games that are like $5. And some of these games where they want like $200 for them. And I'm not paying for $200 for a game that is probably going to break in my PlayStation anyway. Because if you know, like back in those days, you play a game long enough on your PlayStation, it'll just randomly stop working. So there's really no point.
That is something that's interesting, Mario. It's like when Final Fantasy 16 comes out.
Yes.
Right? This is a PS5 PC thing, right? This is what they've said what this game is. Mm-hmm. So do we think that this is going to be on the surface right away?
They would have to honestly. No, I'm going to say no because it's still a numbered Final Fantasy. Like this is not Avengers. Now, is it something that could come later? Sure, like maybe 6 months down the road. But no, it's a number 6 Final Fantasy. I doubt it. Like it would have to be like they're making a mid-tier game, like Just Cause, right? Just Cause would be fucking perfect for any of these series, right? Like, it would have to be which Just Cause is a Square Enix game. It would have to be something in that level, I would think, that would be on these services. Because that to me is just. Yeah, I could not see that. See that.
Yeah, I don't think Square Enix would probably want that. Maybe Forspoken could be maybe something like that.
Maybe they could do one where they don't know.
That's also a PlayStation exclusive game too, right?
It's a PlayStation exclusive game that they might not know of how it's going to do because it's going to be the first title in an entry. So that would be most likely, I would say, that would be on this versus the other. Yes, Frank.
You know what I just noticed?
Yes.
There's no Crunchyroll on here.
Interesting.
I just realized that there's no Crunchyroll anywhere in here.
Yeah, because they bought them recently.
Yeah.
Why would they be part of?
Because they would. The idea was
bundle it with the service.
They would bundle it with the service.
Yeah.
It might be like a second. Like they might. I guess
a fourth tier.
Fourth tier with Crunchyroll.
Those are Crunchyroll and a chalupa.
$20 a month. Bam. Boom. No. That's interesting, no, because I was under the impression that this would probably be blended into
I think you were
whatever
the
kind of thing.
Actually, holy shit.
No, I'm excited to see what they do with this. When I put the video up, speaking of Crafty also said something about this when I put the video up. Is like, what if like 4 months, 5 months down the road, they go back on their word and they're like, you know what? Maybe it's not working for us. Maybe we do put out our first party games on the platform.
Yeah,
they could do
that.
What
I mean, like this is something that this is something that like can cook, right? I don't remember. Like I do not remember this. If Xbox had day and date games starting out with Game Pass, I don't remember if they did.
They did.
They did. Okay.
They said from the very beginning that all Microsoft games are going to be day and date.
Here you go, Frank. I found the article where it says Sony may offer Crunchyroll as a more expensive PlayStation.
Yeah, I remember us talking about that on the patch notes for that. That's why I was like, it just came to my head like, wait, hold on, I don't see Crunchyroll in here.
Did talk
or
about
Funimation. or whatever they're calling it now. But yeah, this is definitely something that's going to cook over the years, right? Like this is definitely the first draft. It might even be a strategy from Sony that the reason why they're putting this out now and then 3 months later is that they technically can, rework some things, add some things to this, change it up a little bit. They have time to do that. And Sony has been a company that has reacted to the people. Maybe not 100% of the time, but they have reacted to the people. And from what I can tell, the people do not give a shit about this at all.
They react whether it's second place. That's when they react. When they're losing,
Yeah.
they're like, "Oh, you know what? Let's react now. Let's do it now."
Yeah,
Like
and
that's when we'll start doing this shit.
yeah, and as long as this just stays as a PlayStation only library kind of like look-see, then I think they're gonna continue to remain second place for a good little bit, at least in this market. Not in consoles.
Dude, they're not in second place. They're still first place, no matter how you look. You look at console sales; they are still winning in console sales. There's no.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying more of just like in this Game Pass subscription service, live service thing that is. Everybody is doing now, that everybody is trying to have a version of, because Microsoft has changed the fucking game. You hate Game Pass, you hate day and date, doesn't matter. At the end of the day, Microsoft has changed the fucking game. Sony would never have done this in a million years unless Microsoft had done something like that.
Yeah.
So this is definitely reactionary of that, and we're starting to see some competition to this. And once Sony is like, okay, if this works, it's obviously going to stay the same way it is. This if people put their money where their mouth is, and if you've been on Twitter, people have been mouthing off a lot. You'll know that people don't really seem to be liking this service. And if people actually don't like the service, and Sony says, "Hey, Game Pass is going past us. People like Game Pass more than this," they might actually change their tune.
Sony,
Yeah, it's like what Crafty says. No one's really impressed by it. They're just like, "Yeah, this is gonna happen."
give the people what they want. They want Simpsons Hit and Run and Road Rage on the goddamn service. All right?
Is that not on Game Pass?
Rugrats.
Is it on Game Pass?
No, it's an old PS2 Xbox game from
Mario,
way back.
I mean, if Xbox can't do it, then how is PlayStation ever gonna do it?
Do you want a copy of Hit and Run, Mario? You seem pretty peeved on this. I got 2 of them.
Yes,
in my
I'd like
shelf.
to play Hit and Run, please.
If Xbox can't do it, how's PlayStation gonna do
They
it?
could do it. No, the reason the joke is because it's THQ and they're dead. But
Yeah,
then
they're dead,
who knows who owns those rights? Please give me a copy of that. I'll take
Doesn't
it.
THQ Nordic own all those rights now at this point?
That's a PlayStation with a 1 terabyte hard drive in it with like all the games on it.
I stand firmly that PlayStation has turned into a boutique console now. If you want your first party console, if you want your first party shit, like your good first party shit, you go to PlayStation.
If
You got your God of Wars, you got your Spider-Man, you got your that's also the other thing. Even you can even get your hands on one of these fucking things. Yeah, they've just turned into like what the Switch is to me now. It's like if there's a first party thing coming out, I'm gonna buy it on the Switch.
Xbox.
When Zelda comes out,
Oh.
when Smash Brothers comes out, I'm gonna buy it on the Switch, right?
Kale, you're so quick about this. Kale wrote on Twitter, "I hear Balan 2 Wonderland is now available this summer." I'm like, you suck.
Oh God.
Fee, what's your closing remarks on this? But how do you want a bow tie? How do you want to put the bow tie on this thing?
Yeah, what's the cherry on top?
You have 3 months to make a better offer.
have
because
3
it's not
months.
great.
You have 3 months to change what you guys are doing right now.
Yeah,
so
because
shit.
you know what? Honestly, this is what PlayStation likes to do. They're just like, here's our idea. And they're like, it's half baked. And then people complain about it. And then sometimes they actually listen and sometimes they don't.
Sometimes they're very
so-
stubborn. Sometimes they think they know better than
Sometimes
their
they're
audience.
very stubborn, and then they realize like 2 years down the line when no one's actually interested in it, they're like, "Oh shit, maybe we need to change something." No, I think that this is a good opportunity for them to see their community response, which was underwhelming, and they need to do something a little bit different because obviously, right now, you're not offering something that's getting people excited because Xbox is doing it better than you. And that I'm not specifically trying to say that you need to like really like pay attention to like what other people are doing. Like, yes, you can do your own thing, but like when you're trying to offer something, which they're trying to say like, oh, this isn't like our response to it. Like, really at this point, they really need to in some capacity respond to what Xbox is doing because Xbox is getting a lot of people on board that weren't originally interested, like myself. And I think that they are losing grip on a lot of people that were interested in the console because they are almost becoming a boutique console. And it's upsetting because like last generation, it was like everybody's console. Everyone loved the fucking PlayStation.
It's because they were losing. This is what happens when you start losing. You start conceding land. You start giving away things where you're not supposed to. Like, where can we kind of take a hit?
This is kind of the opposite. I think this is the opposite. They were doing so well last console that they just assumed that everyone was going to be on
exactly.
board.
But see, now once it gets to reverse now, in like at the end of this console cycle, like after we get to like a PS6, Xbox 5, whatever it's gonna be, PlayStation's gonna be like, you know what? We're gonna give every game free. Everybody just gets a game now.
Remember, we're still fighting Sony for crossplay a lot of the times. Like, they're still stubborn on crossplay of all things. Like, crossplay has just been a thing people expect from games now, and Sony is still like, not on our console. What the fuck?
Sorry, go. I have one more thought, but I'm gonna let you finish.
No, I was just gonna say, Xbox has realized that gaming should be for everybody, and they're on the right path. And I think that PlayStation needs to either get their head out of the sand or they're going to become Nintendo. And I love Nintendo, but
the main thing though, I like my PlayStation, even though I don't use it very often anymore. But there's nothing on the Xbox side that gets me excited. That's the problem.
It was something already.
That's the problem. There's nothing on Xbox that gets me excited.
There hasn't been an exclusive, even with Halo, I would say. Because of the PC aspect of it, and I think they're okay with it, to be fair. If you...
No, look, I don't really care if it's on PC. I don't care about that. Yeah. It's just there's nothing on the first-party side that Xbox is releasing that is exciting if it's coming from Xbox or on PC.
I agree with that too. Like, there's been nothing that has even come close to touching the quality that PlayStation has put out with their titles.
I do agree with that 100%. I just think that their focus is elsewhere. I mean, obviously their titles is the big thing, but I think they're more focused on the service, getting those games on the service.
For Microsoft, yes, but for the studios, no, there shouldn't be that. The studios should be working on games.
I agree with you. It's just that the type of games are just not the same right now. They're totally different, and hopefully with the Bethesda connection with it, then we're gonna hopefully get more of those. But it's going to be because it's a Bethesda game, not necessarily because it's an Xbox game.
Like, we haven't seen Halo. We haven't seen the fruit of all these acquisitions yet, right? We haven't really seen the what's come out of it, other than obviously Halo. That's really kind of about it. But
no, not even like. But the thing is, like, not even Starfield, because Starfield was before they even got the acquisition. Yeah, they're already making.
I wouldn't even count this year's Call of Duty under a Microsoft brand right now.
I'm really saying like Forspoken. This is not Forspoken. For Avowed. And for those games specifically, like whatever they were building there, because obviously we're getting another Halo, we're getting another Gears, another racing game, but Fable as well. Hopefully those are things that draw us in. So
that's what I mean. Like, it's the Fable, it's the Avowed, is what I want to like look at and be like, yes, this is why I need to like be in the Xbox ecosystem. This is why I want to buy not an Xbox. I'm not going to buy an Xbox probably ever, but I have a PC.
But that's what I'm not going to buy any of them. But what I'm trying to say is, it doesn't have to be a console anymore.
I know.
That's what
but the thing is, like, but I want to be excited when I turn on a Microsoft game. I just want to be excited about it.
Absolutely.
I just haven't got that.
Yeah. But I love that you can be on the console of your choice, which is a PC.
Yeah.
And then to close this out, guys, just some bad news on the Sony front, because I forgot this was even put into the article in the first place. Despite success and growth over at PlayStation, they have recently laid off 90 employees and a global transformation move. Employees were given 2 weeks notice of their termination. So
it's so I just read the article for it. It's because they're turning more into digital side of everything that they're terminating these people, but that's just an excuse, honestly.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yikes.
It's almost as bad as the BetterHelp stuff. Okay, let's go to the tidbit stuff.
By the way, that came from TechCrunch, the article. By the way, sorry, I usually put the person and the website I got it from. I guess it just blanked out today and just put the thing. But this comes from Aisha Malik at TechCrunch.
I'm glad, Mario, you got my joke. The better health stuff.
I didn't get that. I didn't get that. Also, I'm reading some of the tidbits. Fuck you, Frank.
All right, Frank, what do we got for the tidbits?
So yeah, our first tidbit this week comes from Zach Zweisen at Kotaku. GTA's new subscription will give fans early access to cars, plus cash and other perks. I doubt anybody cares about this but me. This is the dumbest fucking idea ever.
GTA is turning into a subscription model.
Why the fuck would you put a $5.99? I thought this was free at first. I was like, this is cool. Something I just sign up for and just get some free stuff from Rockstar. That's actually awesome. No, you can charge $5.99 a month for this. Best part is this is exclusive only to the Xbox Series X and PS5 versions of the game. The expanded and enhanced versions. So if you have the expanded and enhanced version that you've already paid for $10 extra to get, if you didn't already have Grand Theft Auto 5 on your PS4 and Xbox whatever, you can also pay $5.99 a month to get some extra benefits. A lot of these benefits, I shit you not, as someone who plays GTA, you can get in like a week. Like, let's be real here. Like, you don't have to try really hard with the new heists that they've put out. You make so much money, there is really no point to doing any of this.
You know what this capitalizes on? The laziness of people.
Lazy fucks.
People.
Yeah.
Right? You know, it's like
Why
that
would
thing.
you pay for this? Buy a shark card.
It's
Not
like
to
when you go to
mention-
Final Fantasy, you just go to the market board and you just go buy your shit instead of you can just go farm it.
Not to
Just
mention,
buy it.
they've been giving away like free money every month up until this release. So it's like,
Yeah,
you have a ton of
there's
shit.
no excuse for you to
Yeah.
be this lazy. But there will be people who obviously buy this because it's Rockstar. Let's be real here.
Fair enough.
They're not giving anything out that's exclusive that like makes you need to get this. Like, this is all just like stuff you can get in game if you just try. So I don't know. I honestly think it's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Like,
But what if they released a dildo sword? Or wait a minute, that other series did it.
oh yeah, dildo swords. But yeah, no, this is the dumb
Wait,
idea.
Cyberpunk?
No, it was Saints Row.
Saints Row.
Oh, okay.
Fee, I know you're the other resident GTA expert here. I know when I told you this, you were like, yeah, this is pretty cool. Did you think it was a subscription model?
You're muted.
You're muted.
Nope.
Can you not hear yourself in your headphones real quick? Or did you turn that feature off?
No, I turned. I don't think anybody does. Do you?
I listen to myself. Yes, because it lets me know that my microphone's working.
I can't
turn
do
that
it.
shit.
Like,
But see, all my shit is on my Go XLR, so I can't turn that off
You can turn it
anyways.
low.
yeah, I can't do
Well,
it. I can't
anyway,
hear myself.
I didn't think this was a subscription base, and what the fuck?
It's dumb.
But it's not on PC. Is it on PC?
Not only is it subscription based, it's
No.
exclusive only to consoles.
Yeah,
Yeah,
console,
which
yeah.
is like really dumb. I don't know. Like, I thought it was cool because like at first you didn't explain to me that it was a fucking, or at least I wasn't reading it, which honestly that would probably be on brand for me too. But like, what? Like what? Like what? What? How old
That's
is
the-
fucking this game? How old is this game now? Why the fuck are you going to a subscription base?
It
I'm
makes no
guessing this will
sense.
lead into GTA 6. I'm
I
guessing.
hope
Maybe.
so. I hope they get
They're
some sort of
probably
fucking,
testing
like,
it for
golden-
GTA 6, right?
Yeah, it's what Kale said is a GTA 6 beta test. It's kind of what it is. It's kind of what I'm thinking. It's like they're gonna have a subscription model when GTA 6 comes out, where people can pay money to get money and all that kind of stuff. And
Yeah.
No, then do it on something else. It's really like, or maybe do it at the beginning of like.
let's be honest, though, this is gonna make gangbusters for these guys. This is gonna be fucking. They're gonna make
Oh my
so
God.
much money off of this.
People have already bought the enhanced edition and they love it. Like, given I think this idea is fucking dumb. I love GTA 5. What they've done with take the modders and the fucking toxicity out of it. What they've done with GTA 5's multiplayer, nobody in this market is touching. Not one person is
Right.
touching what GTA 5 has done with with their multiplayer.
Kale,
I'm
it's free
literally
on
wearing my
PS5
heist sweater, by the way.
for
It's
a
my
while.
heist sweater. It's my. It's
That's
the
that's
hoodie that
Fee's
I'm
heist sweater.
Ah.
I mean, nobody's doing cool heists and driving around the city with your friends, listening to music, blowing shit up. Nobody's doing that right now. So there's definitely a void in the market. But like,
Yeah, I feel like if you go
Just
that
taking
specific,
advantage a
yeah,
little
yeah,
bit.
if you're going that specific, I feel like they're the only game that does that.
well, yeah, I
No,
mean,
it's just, like I wasn't
that
even,
quality
like,
too. By the way,
yeah. No,
no,
GTA is
because,
good
like,
quality.
I started last year, and I was just like, okay, I'll just sign up for it because Frank's just like, I want someone to play with. Like, I got this for you, and I'm like, okay, like it doesn't seem like my type of game. I had so much fun in it,
Mhm.
and I'm just like, I'm downloading it right now because I'm like, man, I miss my character, I miss my apartment, I miss my random copious amounts of motorcycles that I was collecting before I left because for some reason I just like
That
love
that
ones
is
too.
that
There's
is
like
one
there's
game.
like 10 new ones.
I think out of so many like popular
I'm
games,
so
that is a
excited.
game I just could not get into. I just could not
Yeah,
do it.
it's I will admit 100% getting new people into it is very hard because it's definitely a game that has a grind, which is obviously what this is trying to alleviate with new players, but the grind's not that bad once you've actually like done it. And then to be honest with you, most games that have like a MMO or like story mission format, you're gonna be playing around the same time anyway to get to where you are anyway. So it's just like I wouldn't call it an MMO, but it definitely has like a little bit of MMO grind.
I guess with that really quickly before we move on, if we move on.
He just said I'm dipping by.
Bye, peace. It was fuck. I had it. You know, like how Destiny had the like 25 level pack thing that you can buy, that like one time thing. I mean, I guess it's something, but it's not one time. It's subscription, so who knows?
Every month they're gonna have new things every month, and I guess we'll see how it works every month. But from what they have right now, which is like it's like 500,000 in cash, a car, you get some early access to some businesses and stuff like that right off the bat. It's no different from the extra $10 add-on that you get in the game. If you just spend $10, you get an apartment, cars, money, a bunch of shit.
I pay for a subscription service for Fortnite, and I think I get more value out of that than I.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So.
I don't doubt that.
Yeah.
Cool. But yeah, on off the topic of Grand Theft Auto, we're gonna move on to our next tidbit here. And this comes from NintendoLifeInGaming.com from Huge Jackman. This is Nintendo requires FromSoft plans to make family-friendly version of Bloodborne. So
what?
Nintendo
Censor the entire thing. Just censor all of it. Just be like, you start the game, you're done. That's it. You're done.
Yeah, you beat the game.
You beat the game.
You're Souls man.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm just imagining like Bloodborne on the Switch.
Oh my god,
highly censored.
That's exactly the one I was thinking of too. Was Bloodborne? You start the game, you can't even start the game because they're like, "How do we do blood administration?" It's like you can't even start the game at this point.
I'm just imagining the cover for this.
It's an April Fool's joke, just so you know.
I'm just imagining the cover for this, just like featuring Mario for the Super Mario series.
I thought it was gonna be me in my shirt.
Oh man. Nope.
Yeah.
No.
But yeah, our next article comes from TwitterIsAJoke.com. Twitter,
Fucking hate you.
Twitter, I can't even say it. Twitter planning to unban all of the accounts that they've banned, guys. Yeah, except ones owned by one Mario Rivera.
Did you guys see what Twitter tweeted today about about the edit button? Like, we're adding an edit button, and then everyone was like, "Oh my god, yes!" And then everybody looked at fucking the date. I'm like, yeah, you guys aren't adding a fucking edit button.
Assholes. There's an edit button if you pay for it.
Oh my god, that's dumb.
Yeah. By the way, real quick, just to add to that little joke you just made, I did add that joke into the opening.
I did see that.
The Tremors, where it's my account is buried underground, dead. It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Dead memes.
Hey, you might get it back. Echo or Chloe got hers on back, so you might not.
Yeah,
get yours back.
She won't respond to my emails.
You don't share any common interests anymore.
Just send her pictures of robots. You'll be fine.
What the? Oh, I was supposed to say. All I heard was send her pictures. I was like, no,
robots, robots.
Our next article comes from Patrick Kavanagh from Comic Book Reader. The Guest gets sequel in the form of a soundtrack. I have no idea what the fuck The Guest is. Can you please elaborate?
I love it. I'm so excited. The Guest is one of my favorite Halloween movies of all time. It is a movie about a guy who goes to a family who he said he knows through the military who has passed away and decides to stay with them. And he ends up being, it's a mix of like Halloween meets Terminator. It's one of the fucking coolest Halloween movies I've ever seen. It stars Dan Stevenson. So basically, it's an awesome movie. Frank, I thought you saw it. I thought we watched it together. If not, I would love to show you.
Did we?
I think
if you describe it, I probably remember it.
It's literally like there's a scene where he like takes a kid to a bar and it's the bullies and he like fucks and like orders them blowjob shots and like beats them up in a bar. You would fucking
great shots, by the way. Great shots.
It's a fucking awesome movie.
It tastes good, Fee. They actually taste really good.
Oh, I've never had
blowjobs are great.
I almost said something awful. Never mind. I really.
What were you gonna say, Mario? You want to say it?
No, because they can easily
guzzling down blowjobs. Is that what you're trying to say?
Say it.
Say it.
No, because I already said the first thing and the last
The
thing, so you
blowjob
can
shot
edit that
has
together.
has amaretto, coffee liqueur, and Irish cream. 1 part Irish cream on it.
Thank
Damn
you.
right it has some cream in it.
It's a great film.
It's a great shot.
It's a great film that has a great soundtrack. It's just fucking awesome. And so there's no sequel, but the writer actually created the soundtrack list here, what the sequel would be with art of like what the movie would have been. And so it's fucking awesome, and I'm really excited to listen to it after the show.
Oh yeah.
I want on vinyl. That's for sure.
All right. I still don't know what this movie is. I guess we'll have to watch this. I don't know about
Watch the
ordering
trailer
kids
before we
blowjobs,
go
but
home. Before we go home for the show, maybe.
what? Oh yeah. Yeah, on that note, our next tidbit comes from Isaiah Colbert at Kotaku. Loop Hero developers tell Russian players to pirate their game. So if you're in Russia during these crazy times that's going on right now and you want to play Loop Hero, you now have permission from the devs to pirate their game. Not everybody else. If you're in America, don't be fucking pirating that game. This game's really good. You don't need to pirate the game. We
got it for free for fucking Epic.
We're not in a fucking war.
Yeah.
But
Are we just gonna ignore Canada? What the fuck?
I mean, Canada too. You can afford it. You can afford it in
Mario,
Canada.
you
You're
got
not
that
at war.
for free as well.
I know.
Actually, everybody
From a
got this game for
Canadian.
free.
Yeah, I still haven't played it yet. I should probably play it at some point.
Play Loop Hero. It is fucking this is a great game. Honestly, I completely forgot about Loop Hero for a second there because it's been a wild week. I should have been playing Loop Hero instead of Cyberpunk. Let's be real here.
I've retired Loop Hero. It's a really great game. I just can't finish it. It's a great game. I just can't finish it.
Yeah. What do you think about this, Fee? Because I know you're our resident Loop Hero stan.
I am. I think that's really cool of them. I think that this was a good opportunity for them to I think it was nice for them to do it. There are a lot of people in that country that have no association with what a fucking terrible person is doing. And so for that reason, it's not their fucking fault, and they should be able to have some sort of joy because, quite frankly, everything's being taken from them.
Yeah.
Because of one guy's having a fucking temper tantrum.
Yeah. At the end of the day, video games are escapism, right? Like people play video games to escape from the bullshit that is the world. And to be denied that kind of sucks, and to be denied games that are fucking amazing and very immersive like Loop Hero sucks. And I'm glad they at least have permission now from the devs that like, hey, you have our blessing to do this. I'm sure people were going to do it anyway, but it's definitely nice to have the blessing from the developers and shit like that.
Yeah.
On that note, more the saddest news of this week, in my opinion, this comes from Ash Parrish at The Verge. E3 2022 is canceled.
I thought it was already canceled.
I'll be real with you, I thought it was already canceled too. But this is to a lot of people, especially me, this just feels like the final nail in the coffin for E3. I think
I like how their statement is like, we're gonna come back harder in 2023. Y'all fuckers are dead. You gotta know to come back.
You guys are back for shit. You're done.
You're done.
The ESA is done. Everything, all that shit's done. Especially after what happened the year that they were there.
Oh my god!
Like the big breach of like people's information. Like they're probably still fucking trying to fix that. Nobody's gonna trust you with their information.
I know everyone's phone number.
You know what I mean? People's addresses were leaked. Like nobody's gonna trust your information. Let alone with COVID still a thing. Like I don't know. It was very apparent that this was gonna get canceled, right? But like there was still like a small little glimmer of hope for people like me who love this trade show, who have grew up with it for years and wanting to go. Finally being able to go and going, hey, I went in as a guest technically because the way me and Mario went through FanFest, we didn't get access to everything. We didn't. It was very much 1/3. We got access to about 1/3 of the show, and everything else was kind of Microsoft hooking us up, right? But the dream was to come back. One of the things me and Mario did when we left E3 was we were constantly scheming. We're trying to figure out ways we can be invited to the show properly, and either as press or as media or stuff like that. And once we started Point in Progress, just seeing the amount of growth and just like the stuff we can accomplish and like, you know, how well we handle ourselves here. It was definitely one of those things where it's like, you know, maybe not this year, but next year we can definitely be invited, right? There's definitely a possibility. It was always a possibility. And now it's like, that dream is done, man. It's gone. You're done. It's over. Unless they obviously come back, but I don't think so. I think this is 100% the nail in the coffin. This is it.
Yeah.
And it seems like a lot of people on Twitter are thinking the same way too, because everybody's posting their E3 thing.
Jeff Keighley just has a better format now at this point.
Jeff
He's got more
Keighley-
eyes. He's got more of a pull now than anything else, and he can be the starting fact. Like Microsoft's going to have a conference this year, no matter what. That's going to happen. Other than that, really, Devolver Digital is probably going to have a conference this year. PC Game Show is going to have a conference this year at some point. As long as Jeff Keighley goes at the very beginning and he says, like, yeah, these are all the people that are going to be doing their shit this week. I'm going to be the person that's going to start the festivities, and these are all the games that I have, and these are all the games that we're going to be showing.
If
That's all that really needs to be done at this point.
granted, it has to be a solid week of stuff and not this fucking like the
Yes.
summer of Game Fest is multiple days at random times
Multiple
at different
months.
weeks. You know, it's just like all
I
right, dog.
hate what was it? Was it 2020 that happened?
I think so. Where it was
Right?
just spread out.
Where it was just 2 months
everywhere.
of just like bullshit.
Yeah.
Where they're just like, we're gonna have it on this one, and then like the next company's like 2 days later, we're gonna have it here, and then it happened for 2 months. It's like I don't care anymore.
It
At
was
this
like
point.
4
I
months
literally
of
could
fucking
not care.
Jesus Christ.
It feels good.
Yeah.
It feels good to know what you're getting into with E3. You know, it was going to be a weekend of just games getting announced, like, you know, people talking about games, people who are passionate about games. Not saying E3 was perfect. It never was, especially for like, you know, the way they treat like, you know, journalists and stuff like that and all that. Like there's definitely some disconnect there. But at the end of the day, you knew what you were getting into. You knew it was a weekend of just games. You know, Friday was like the pre-shows, and Saturday was like the Xbox conference, and Sunday was the PlayStation one, and by Tuesday you knew it was done. You knew that was the lineup for the year. Then anything else that is announced will be announced probably at the end of the year, or
No, it'll be like Gamescom or something like that.
yeah, or
like,
Gamescom or something like that. But E3 was the place where games were announced, and a lot of these games were announced even if they weren't early. They were there. You know what I mean? And it sucks that, you know, we've lost that. But at the end of the day, who knows? Maybe we get something better out of it. Not like I said, E3 wasn't perfect, so maybe we start seeing the next evolution of that. All good things have to die, and when they die, they don't have to be gone forever. They could always be reborn as something new.
Game Fest can get turned into Game Festival very easily. Very easily.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Microsoft conference is now going to be 7 hours long. Chat.
Hell yeah.
I don't know why I said chat. I'm just so used to saying chat. But yeah, it's going to be like
and Bethesda together.
yeah. It's going to be a 7 hour fucking press conference now.
Yeah,
Todd Howard will take 3 hours of it.
Yeah, well,
talking
we'll say
about
to
shit.
everybody who has been to E3 and enjoyed their stay there, don't be sad that it's gone. Be happy that it happened. And on that note, we forgot the last one. Mario, can you pull this? Is it possible for you to pull this up for the stream to see this, so we can all watch it at the same time? Corsair has unveiled a new revolutionary keyboard that I cannot wait to pick up myself if they allow me to buy it.
Let's see. Oh no. Let's take a look at this thing here.
Apparently, they did make it.
It's real. It's a real thing.
It's real.
It's a real thing.
real
Boy.
thing.
Oh boy. Give me a second. Hold on. Why didn't studio mode work? Oh, I hit record by accident. Let's see here. We're still live, right?
Hello,
Yes.
Kate. How's it going?
Kate. How you doing?
Hello, Kate.
Oh my god. Here we go. All right. What is this? Sorry, it's a lot of prep, but we're almost there.
I wish there was a fuzzy keyboard to match the ridiculous Sonic. I want one of those Sonic controllers. I think it's the dumbest idea ever, but I would love one. If anything, I'll probably make my own. It can't be that hard, right? You just super glue some fur to like a console.
The ridiculous
controller.
Sonic controllers. I thought those were fake. Nope, those were real.
Those are
All right, here we go.
Very real.
Ready?
So yeah, this is the keyboard that Corsair is releasing. Guys, are you ready for this?
Is this a April Fool's joke?
It is, yeah.
You-
But
you-
they actually made this though.
What's that shit? For the audio listeners, it is a 1-button keyboard.
1-button keyboard, and the button is F.
Yeah, the button.
Well, you can interchange. You can interchange it.
Yeah. A magnetic detachable finger rest. This is a real thing, by the way. Like, I don't know if you can necessarily buy it, but I kind of want this just for the volume rocker alone, just to have on the side.
Jesus.
Yeah, ambidextrous.
It's got rumble.
It's got hyper fast key switches. It's got fucking gray switches in it.
The 1% mechanical keyboard. Lord.
When you only need one letter, and that letter is F.
Jeez.
Pay respects.
There
The
you
1% mechanical keyboard. Yeah. That was that's the last article for today.
Wow. Okay.
Stuff that probably is only going to pertain to a couple of us here. Something that happened yesterday, actually, or this morning. This was this morning. The live letter for Final Fantasy
that's right.
went out today.
This morning.
The actual release date is April 12th for 6.1, which I'm very, very excited about. They showed off some of the MSQ stuff. They showed off the new raid. They showed off like the 24-man raid, which is I can't fucking wait for this 24-man raid. It's going to be so good. They added a bunch of job changes, which Living Dead has been changed, and it's very exciting. It finally happened. It finally happened. Living Dead now, you activate it. You still go down to 1 HP. But you know that little second thing where you have the Walking Dead, I think it's called, right? Where you have to get full HP. Every time you do damage, you heal yourself now. So it's not just you getting healed by the healers. Dark Knights now heal themselves when they're under that effect.
Makes sense. Why
So,
didn't we do
yeah.
it beforehand?
Machinists get a major buff for all of their stuff. There's some other jobs. White Mages got a buff as well. No, this is not a joke.
Are you fucking with me?
Oh my god, if you're pulling like
this would be really funny if this was a joke.
you could have easily done it, Harv.
I'm looking at right now.
I could have.
See increases to several actions, including people. Okay.
No, it's all part of.
My biggest question is, so on the 12th, do we have to like figure out the housing situation?
Yes, the 12th is the housing situation as well, because that's when 6.1 comes out, and that is when the new housing area pops out.
How much money do we need? I have 10. I've been saving 10 mil for this whole thing. So
the thing is, you're gonna have 4 days to get your entries in to the house. So we have 4 days to get your entries in. After those 4 days, in the 3 days after that, they pick a winner. Yep. So the best thing to do is scout out the house or the plot that you want, put your name into the plot, and then go from there. So when you go for the plot, you have to put your money down. So we got to figure all that shit out anyways.
Yeah.
They
have money for that though by now. We're all rich.
They talked about a lot of shit in this patch. They talked about the ultimate. They talked about the 24-man raid, which is supposed to be really tough, and it's supposed to deal with the 12 gods, which is awesome because we finally get to fight the 12 gods, and we finally get to like see who they are and what they are and stuff. And then there's also a new dungeon coming in, and then the Endsinger, which is the last primal fight that you do in Endwalker. We get the extreme version for it, and that's going to be very, very exciting because we saw a couple of mechanics to it, and I'm like, oh man, that looks fucking good. But yeah, it was a lot of exciting stuff. New mounts, new tribal quests with the elephant people, and they have their own mount connected to them. The Loporits?
Yeah.
No, nothing with them right now. Right now, it's just
it's elephant people.
Yeah, you get a new mount with them. You get the hippo mount with a carriage on the back of it.
What the fuck are you people talking about?
I'm looking at it. Looks really cool.
It looks really cool.
One thing I did notice that I think is a fucking amazing change. I don't know to the extent of it that you could probably elaborate on a little bit more, but apparently you now have character cards.
Yes, you have character cards.
You can pose and put your own picture on.
Yes. With your character, and then you can customize this character card as much as you possibly want.
That is so
you
cool.
Can do different things to it. You can tell people what you like in the game. Like, so if you like to do like you like
it's
like
your Tinder profile.
It's like a profile, but it's a profile. It's a profile page. That's all it really is.
Yeah.
So like
it's like a MySpace profile.
Yeah, and it's really, really cool because it kind of tells people like what you like about the game, you get to like put your own poses on there, so you get to G pose if you want to G pose, which is kind of cool as well. So like,
I know
yeah.
you're gonna have a fucking field day with that, with the
They
character. With the
they were
character
like,
card thing.
people are gonna
He's
lose
gonna have an
hours
awesome
in
character
this.
card though. If he's gonna have like the most baller character card ever, and I'm just gonna have my characters going like, "What's up, guys?"
Yeah, apparently there's supposed to be a long MSQ for this patch as well. So
Ooh,
and then Tataru's gonna have her own quest line as well.
I missed that sack of potatoes, honestly.
Yeah, she's gonna have her own quest line that does her own thing. Hildebrand is coming back as well with this one.
Wait, is that in this patch?
It'll be in 2 weeks, I think. After the patch.
2 weeks after the patch. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude! Hildebrand is my favorite shit in that game. I am so excited. Fee, you got to catch up on Hildebrand.
But yeah, that's they drop pretty much everything you possibly could drop, and they have a really cute dog minion, like a fucking adorable dog minion that they added to the game. Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much everything from my Final Fantasy corner. But other than that, that is the Point in Progress podcast. Thank you guys so much for hanging out tonight. Thank you guys so much for listening to episode 426.9, aka 46.
That got me back.
Yeah, 46.
Thank you guys so much. Mario, if anybody needs to find you, where can they find you?
Please find me over there.
English just went fucking down the drain on that sentence.
Boy, Governor. Sorry. If you go to youtube.com/pointinprogress, you're going to find a lot of my work there, including the Tremors in Review, which episode 1 is out right now. So please give that a watch. It's a lot of fun. Even if you didn't see Tremors, just try and hear me explain the plot beat by beat as we go and talk about these things. It's just a lot of fun of us all hanging around.
Yeah, go check that out. These guys really like Tremors a lot. Like they're not capping.
So 2 people, it was me and Jose, have seen it. They haven't. And that's what's awesome about it.
Yeah,
so
I know you love. I know you fucking love Tremors. You won't stop talking about Tremors.
We have to do that something on this channel. We gotta do something with like us with something. I thought we were supposed to do something with that. Weren't we?
That's called Fantasy in Progress. What are you talking about?
No. Something we were supposed to watch together, but we didn't watch.
Fast and the Furious.
Fast and Furious. That's what it was.
Yeah, we didn't announce that publicly, but I guess this is the cat's out of the bag. We're working on doing a something very similar to like what Mario's doing, but with Fast and Furious, but with just us.
Yes.
Maybe we'll invite other people like a drop in, drop out, but this will definitely just be like because me and Mario love that film. Me and Mario, I love Fast and Furious. I think it's dumb, but I love the show.
I've only watched the first 3.
I love Fast and Furious. I love Tremors. You know,
I want to get these 2 and possibly Sly into the Fast and Furious series as much as we love it, and hopefully they will.
Weird anime D&D.
Well, you saw the first 6?
Yes.
Oh,
okay. Then you're in. You're in.
You're the family.
You're part of the family.
Yeah, you're part of the family.
I've only seen the first 3. I've only seen the first 3. So.
All right, cool. So
you're already at the cookout, Fee. Yeah. You're part of it. You already know.
All right, but watch Gone in 60 Seconds and Torque. Then you're.
Yeah, that's what we need to do. Yes, we need to watch Gone in 60 Seconds.
Yes. Okay. Anyways,
that doesn't make any sense. Okay, I'm gonna. You know what? I'm gonna save my argument for that because that plot of the movie is dumb. Because
you haven't watched it yet, Fee.
We watched the trailer and I got very angry.
Yeah, you gotta watch the movie.
Because nothing ever happens in under 60 seconds.
No, we need to watch the movie after the pod. Do we need to watch it after this podcast?
I can't. I'm so tired.
Yeah, I can barely even speak. I'm so tired.
Tomorrow?
Soon.
Sad day.
Tomorrow?
We'll figure this out. This is something we have to figure out. But yeah, I'm down for tomorrow.
But tomorrow, let's start. It's Gone in 60 Seconds. Anyways, Point in Progress. You can also find me at Tech Raptor. I have a lot of good stuff coming out there too.
There we go. All right, Frank, where can everybody find you?
You can find me at Twitter at @TheFrankGV. I sometimes post some really good comments, apparently, because now my Twitter is getting blown up with likes. It sucks. Actually, it does. Because like I thought I put out a tweet and then I'm like, hey, this might hopefully people like this tweet, and then people just keep liking the same tweets I've just been randomly putting out on like other people's pages and not following me. Please just follow me, man. Please follow me, man. Come on. I need to beat Point in Progress in terms of follows.
That's me too, because my TikTok. I didn't ever say this. By the way, I blew up on TikTok this morning because I duetted somebody else and I didn't say a fucking thing, and I got 12,000 views on it. So yeah, I know, right? Check my
Mario.
Twitter.
I was like, maybe this is a sign that you should just shut up now.
I just shut the fuck up, and then I make more views.
Yeah, but other than that, I mean, you can find me at Twitter. That's really kind of about it right now. I'm starting a new job this Monday, so I might be Twitter silent for a little bit. I might be silent on the video front, but I have projects I'm working on and just kind of in the background. And until they're ready, I'm not really going to talk about them yet. So,
Heck yeah. Fee, where can everybody find you?
People can find me here. People can find me over on youtube.com/pointinprogress. Also over at the Game Source Network, where I do Speaking of Stadia with two of my friends every other Tuesday/Wednesday whenever we're able to, where we just talk about Stadia and just our thoughts about cloud gaming overall. And also you can find me over at twitch.tv/Loranix. I have some fun ideas in the works currently. I have not streamed in 2 months, but I came up with an idea last weekend and I really want to go through with it. So
She did.
definitely keep your eyes out for it because it's going to be really exciting.
It's very, very exciting. Also, I want to announce that somebody beat Elden Ring without getting hit. No damage. No hit, no damage, which is very
Wow.
exciting.
bravo, you fucking crazy soul.
World's
I
world's
was gonna
first.
joke.
World's
Let's
first.
end
World's
the podcast
first.
before I make really bad jokes.
You can find me at Beard and the Hair pretty much everywhere, but here mostly on Point in Progress. Now that I have a lot more free time on my hands, I'll be doing some more stuff on my channel for Point in Progress and stuff like that too. So I am very, very excited. But guys, thank you guys so much. This has been an exciting podcast, number 426.9. We're gonna be back again next week for episode 47. That's how math works, right?
Yes. I can't believe we're on the 4,000th episode already.
Yeah, we're getting close to 1 year of podcasting, which is kind of insane, honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah, wherever you guys are, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope everybody has a great day, a great night, and you know what? Talk to FEMA for us, all right? Everybody that's in the United States, talk to FEMA for us, and let us know where Sly is, and hopefully we'll have Sly back next week for the podcast.
Can somebody just please tell FEMA to stop putting hit orders on us? Like, come on.
Like, what do we do to FEMA? Come
What
on.
do we do, man? We just made fun of you guys a little bit. You know what I mean? Just slap us and we'll stop.
No. Bye, guys.
And then-
No shout out, eh? No shout out this time.
What the hell? What do you mean? What is my Twitter? Oh, that's right. No, because I changed it. That's right. I was confused. Like, what did I say on Twitter? I thought it was something I said on Twitter.
Like, what do you mean, man?
Am I canceled? Am I
I was
canceled?
confused. I thought I said something like, you know, when somebody says like, what even is this? You know what I mean? That's what I thought it said. I was like, that is it. That is it, Crafty, right there.
Man, guys, this is the latest I've been up for a very long time because
Yeah.
I usually go to bed
Yeah.
at like 11 and it is 1 a.m.
It is 1 a.m.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well,
Am I still
Well-
going to be up for a little bit? Absolutely, I am.
of
But
course you are.
Not in front of a fucking bright ass light, hopefully. But yeah, no, I had already told Mario that Not Your Parents GNS is streaming right now. They usually don't stream around this time right now, so
They
I
don't.
thought it'd be a good idea to raid them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be great.
sick.
I'm gonna get that sent over. Give me just 1 second. Hold on. You know what? It's not worth showing that. I was gonna show the TikTok. It's still kind of graphic. Anyways, yeah, let's go ahead and send. It's a guy wiping his butt. So we're gonna go ahead and send you off, and it should be fun. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that started. I technically should be able to just press this button on my Steam Deck, and it should just start.
Oh, they're
sending
doing Stranger
buttons.
Paradise. I'm doing Stranger Paradise tomorrow, and I'm fucking excited. I
Ah,
cannot
there you go.
wait
Hell yeah,
for the
dude! I can't.
memes to come out for that fucking. Oh my god!
I
it's gonna be
cannot
so good.
wait for my first paycheck for Verizon because 100% it is going to Strangers of Paradise.
Oh man, I'm so excited.
I can't wait.
I've been
I can't
waiting.
wait for you to play
I've
it.
had this game installed and ready to go for like 2 weeks. I've been just it's just sitting there. I've never played. Like I ran it just to make sure like everything's good and all that kind of stuff. I just haven't played it yet. I just haven't set because Elden Ring has taken over my life. So that's
Oh,
like
of course.
Do you want me to start the
I
raid?
think I did it. I pressed the button.
I don't see
and
it.
I'm
I don't see anything
loading
there.
it up here. Let me see.
it didn't look like it did anything.
All right, then yeah, go ahead, start it off, and then send them away. Have a good time.
Wait, did I do that right? Isn't it /raid? That was weird. It didn't let me do it there.
It's
There we
because
go.
you put a space at the front. That's why.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right, guys, enjoy Not Your Parents. They are, I believe they're playing Strangers in Paradise right now. Would you look at that?
Yeah,
So-
that's why I was like, yeah, they're doing Stranger Paradise right now. So the good thing about Stranger Paradise, it is also a multiplayer game. So if
Is
people
it?
want to play multiplayer, yeah, it's 4
Yeah.
players. It's 4
Okay, we might.
Are you playing on
When-
PC or are you
once
playing
we
on
all-
a PS4?
Play on PC. What the fuck are
Yeah.
you talking about,
What
dude?
the fuck are you we'll play that console shit here, boy? No,
If
once,
I have a choice on PC,
All right,
I will
Frank,
play it on
if you buy it on
PC.
Steam, then yeah, sure, I'll play it.
it's on
Yeah,
Epic.
no,
It's
100%.
only on Epic.
Fuck that.
I think we should all once we all play through the games ourselves, like Harv and I'm gonna play a single player. We should all just join up and just straight up ragtag a bunch of people.
This game
Okay,
looks
3
like
players. It's
Kingdom
3
Hearts.
players.
Players.
3 players.
Perfectly fine.
All right, enjoy.
On that note, enjoy. Bye.
Bye. I'm watching us as we appear on the. Yep, there it is. Party of
Oh
12.
god. It's just sort of why make